All right, welcome to the stream. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? If you're watching this on replay, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I promise after I say hello to everyone, it'll start getting interesting. All right. So, anyways, while we wait for people to show up, how's everyone doing today? Leave it in the chat. How's it going? I just got finished up with Stranger Things season 4, which I will not spoil. I don't think I'm gonna talk non-spoilers. I'm gonna kind of review it without spoiling anything, because like it's 7.5 hours long, pretty well. Yeah, for the first volume. So next volume's gonna be even longer, I guess. So what's up? Extron Gaming, hello. What's up? Conrad, hello there. Welcome to the stream. What's up, Bobby? Gonna be at the yes, I will be the first person in the theater when that goes out. It's going to make billions of dollars. It might even surpass Morbius, the greatest movie ever made. So, what's up, Angie? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Denisha, what's going on? What's up? Was it everything you expected? No. Honestly, no. But I still really liked it. I still enjoyed it a lot. Not my favorite season, but it was still really good. Absolutely loved it. Jake, what's going on? Just wanted to stop by and say hi while I got my tire fixed. I hope you get that fixed quickly. Happy to see you streaming and hope it all goes well. Keep on rocking. Thanks for stopping by, Joe. I appreciate it. Thank you. Congrats on 2K, by the way, 2,000 subscribers. Good stuff. I know that was a bit ago, but welcome. What's up, Easton Plays? What's up? Notice the new profile. I like it. Looks good. Looking hot. What's up, Carter? Spoiler what? You know what? I will. I will eventually. I'll have a video coming out talking about all my spoilery-filled thoughts. So, Eugene, what's going on? You're my most favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. How is filming going, Jake? Fantastic. I can't say what. Obviously, I can't say what, but we filmed maybe the coolest scene in the whole movie a couple nights ago. Took us 14 hours. It was a 14-hour long shoot, and my God, was it fun. Ooh, we had a good time. Just enjoying this sunny day in a good mood. That's great, Conrad. That's why we do it, man. Good moods, good vibes. Yes. What's up, Tori? What's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. We're about to talk horror. We're about to talk Stranger Things. Scream 6 even. Bunch of good things. Bunch of weird horror news to talk about. At least you got a Freddy call back. Yeah, there's a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street references. I loved that. Once again, not spoiling anything, but I loved how this was like, it was totally inspired. Like even with the visuals, the music too, so similar to Nightmare on Elm Street. Loved that. If we only got the thing we got, that's okay. It's all right. Happens. Stranger Things 4, just awesome. Heck yeah. What's up, Bob? Cody, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole lot. If it's a sticker, unfortunately, I can't see that on StreamYard for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. It's strange. Have you seen the Bob's Burgers movie? No, but I'm seeing it as soon as possible. It's National Burger Day, by the way, in case you didn't know. So perfect movie to see, I would say. June is coming, says Liam. Ends news is also on the way. Ooh, I hope an Ends trailer is on the way. That's what I'm hoping for. We're probably gonna get that in June. That's what I would guess. Probably. Any tips for new YouTubers? Yeah, I talked about this on the stream the other night, Conrad, and I'll say this. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to do this yourself, just put an hour into it every single day. It doesn't even matter what you do. If you spend an hour on it every single day, you'll make it. That's the best advice I can give you. So honestly, that's the absolute best thing you can do. If you're like, I have nowhere to start, hour a day. And then if you can, put some more time into it every single day. But every day, just do something. Consistency is key. Hey bro, how long you streaming, broski? Because I got a live in a half an hour and well, I don't know, man. I'll probably be streaming for a bit. Probably be chilling. Do people call you Jakey? Yes. Some even call me Jakey Pooh. Holy shit, it's KillJoy Jake. Well, guess what? Holy shit, it's Ghostface. Holy shit, it's Ghostface. I don't know why I said it like that. I really don't, but there we go. Kira, what's up? Welcome. Love the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ilum? I almost read that as Liam again, but yeah, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I'm so mad that we have to wait for volume 2 of Stranger Things. We're almost there though, actually. It's not even that far away. Early July, right? It's like July 2nd or something like that. Let's look this up, because I forgot. Stranger Things for volume 2. 1st of July, look at that. 1st of July. That's all we gotta wait. That's not too long. You know, we gotta wait even longer for like Halloween Ends and Nope. So we're getting that pretty much next. That's like the next big thing. We got the Black Phone next month though, actually. We got Crimes of the Future. We got a lot coming in June as well. But we got an exciting next couple of months. I'm super pumped. You should get a Scream 6 casting news baby clip from when I was twerking and dancing as Ghostface. Yes, I should. That'd be perfect. What? You know it's a good day when McDonald's made the wrong delivery to your house and you get a free McCafe. And you don't call and try to correct that. Well, you know, I can't, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just messing with you. Just messing around. Very excited for the Scream 6 updates. Thanks so much. Well, yeah, of course. I'll probably be talking about some casting rumors. There's there's another rumor thing. Listen, I don't love talking about rumors. I feel like if I do that, it's going to be like, oh, that's confirmed at this point. Some people are going to take it the wrong way. So I'm not big on making videos on rumors, but I am curious about why there's no casting news for like all the other characters. And there was this thing on Twitter the other day, and I'm thinking about making a video on that just because it's something interesting to discuss. I think as long as you say at the very beginning, you're like, okay, yeah, just this is rumors, this is just speculation, it's not for real, then it's good. But sometimes, you know, it's like some people might take it the wrong way. I don't want to do that. It's not what I'm trying to do. Just trying to put out some news, have some fun, talk about horror movies. Seen Bob's Burgers yesterday. It's part musical, so beware, but overall, it's a great movie. Pretty funny and well-paced. I like musicals. Musicals are good, man. I vibe with them. But I'm excited. I love Bob's Burgers. Just like outside of horror stuff, like I love cartoons and all that. I love Pixar. I love Bob's Burgers. I'm trying to think what else. Like Studio Ghibli movies. Absolutely love those. So I'm very excited to see that. Looks very fun. Looks like a good time. What's up, Kane? Kane Kong. What's going on? What's up? I'm gonna just start talking about Stranger Things 4. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm just so excited. I don't wanna spoil it. Like, I don't wanna spoil it, like I said, but I will talk about some things that I feel like I can talk about without spoiling anything. But we'll answer a few more questions first. Darth, what is going on? Darth, what is up? Who's your favorite Ghostface? Mine is either Billy or Mickey. Mickey's very underrated. I'll say that. I wanted Mickey to be developed a little more. I think he's a great concept for a killer, but like he just doesn't do that much for in the movie to really like get up on my ranks. Unfortunately, I wish I liked him more. Like I wish there was more of him so that I could judge the character better, honestly. But my favorite Ghostface probably Stu, just because he cracks me up. He's so like animated. Like Matthew Lillard's his performance is just amazing in that first Scream. So yeah, it's got to be Stu. Stu for me. That's what I say. I already did rate the killers, my good friend Eugene, and I kind of feel differently about it now. I will say that. So I'll have to make an update video, maybe like in a month or so or something like that. But like I would love to re-rank them because I think I feel differently about how I'd rank them at this point. But you should check that video out. It's pretty good. It's a banger. What else do we got? Have you seen the Slasher series on Netflix? It's really good. I watched season 2. Why I started there, I don't know. I think I read that it was like an anthology, so it's like every single season is kind of like AHS. You can kind of just like start anywhere you want. So I was like, screw it. I picked the one with the most interesting concept, and it was like 1 through 3. I watched 2. I don't know what season they're on now, but I thought it was okay. I think the kills were amazing in season 2, but I wasn't like the biggest fan of it. So I've only seen season 2. That's really all I have to base off. Maybe that's like the worst season. I don't know. So, but what I have seen, I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Who would you like to be in Scream 6? Well, we know like Kirby's there, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited to have her there. Something I've been wanting for a bit. Little Kirby action in Scream 6. Now that they confirmed her to be alive in the last film, it makes a lot of sense that they would do this. I I'm curious how they fit her into the plot, though. Does Ghostface just want to go after like all the surviving killers? That could be the motive. I talked about that in the video recently. I think that would be cool. I think that would be pretty cool if that was the motive. Just to have something different. Like maybe they figure out the motive like as the movie goes along, but then the reveal is what's big about it. Like really good mystery once again. I'd be okay with that. I'd be all right with that. Someone asked about. There we go. Have you watched Stranger Things yet? I'm on the 5th episode. I literally just finished before the live stream. So I really liked it. I'll say that. I still like season 3 more, honestly. Season 3 is my absolute favorite. I think that was like the one I had the most fun with. What I loved about this season though is they really crank up the horror element, which is sweet. It feels like the Nightmare on Elm Street requel we've all been wanting, but like now it's close. It's close to that. It's not quite what I wanted. There's something I was predicting that didn't end up happening, and I personally think it's a huge missed opportunity to not even have actually, I don't have this confirmed. I don't know if Vecna was voiced by who I wanted that character to be voiced by or not. I'm not 100% sure about that, but if that was the extent of Robert Englund's role in the season, all I'm going to say is I'm kind of disappointed. If they should have just said like, oh, he's just a cameo appearance, Yeah, I don't know. That's my feelings. That's my feelings about it. Think it's a bit of a missed opportunity there. That's all I'm going to say. Evil Dead Rise should hopefully be awesome. Well, if the Evil Dead has a pretty good track record. Let's say that, right? All 4 of the movies I think are bangers. I love the show. I don't even think there's a bad episode. There's really no bad Evil Dead thing, in my opinion. So it should be really good, I think. The director, I know he's only made like one other movie really, but it's the same situation that happened with Fede Alvarez and the Evil Dead remake. I mean, it's literally the same thing. Sam Raimi handpicked this guy and said, oh yeah, that dude's doing the next Evil Dead. Same thing that happened with Fede Alvarez. So I trust in Sam Raimi. That's basically the guy that's technically in charge of this whole project, if you look at it that way. But yeah, no, I think for sure. So I think it's going to be good. I like the change up of the setting too. Have I talked about that enough? I can't. That's my favorite thing about it, honestly. I love that we're not in a cabin anymore. Like the new setting, I think is going to be really scary, really like Lovecraftian. So I'm pumped for that. I literally picked this up to take a sip, and here I am just not taking a sip of it. All right. I'll do it. Listen, one more time, and that's it. What's it? All right, now don't ask me to do it again, or I'll send you a copy.
I'll send you a copy.
All right, there we go. I'm done. I'm done with them for a minute. I know. They get annoying. My birthday just passed 2 days ago, so now I'm 16. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thanks for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. Nightmare in Elm Street needs some love. Yes, it does. We need a new after watching this, we need a requel, a new sequel, something, anything. Nightmare on Elm Street E. Good soup. Rewatching Stranger Things season 4 was the second time. My God, I just got through it once. That's nutty. I love it. I really did like it though. It's probably my second favorite season, but I still like I said, 3 I think is, no matter what, will always be one of my favorites. So, Dr. Andy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Means a lot. America! Fuck yeah! America! Fuck yeah! It is Memorial Day weekend, everybody. So there you go. That's perfectly reasonable. This is a time when I can actually use that. That's funny. How would you feel if Kirby is the killer? Ooh, interesting question. Interesting question. I don't necessarily think they're going that route. I feel like that would be just totally out of left field. Like if they just wanted to shock us with this next film and this was that kind of franchise for that, sure. But I don't think this is the kind of franchise where it's like, oh, we're just going to have a shock ending where it's like, oh, we made this great character in Scream 4 who was like clearly a good guy, randomly the bad guy now. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that's playing off of shock value. You're kind of breaking the whole like Hitchcockian molds that I like a lot about like murder mystery, about where it's got to be like, you got to, I don't know why I said Hitchcockian. I should be thinking way older than that. But like just the back and forth element of it, the red, like set it up how it was set up in the first one, where it's like you're constantly like directed towards one person or the other. Don't try to just go off of shock value for like, oh, it could never have been this person, but it was. You know, that to me I feel like is just like anyone could write that. Give me a good murder mystery where it's something that I've never seen before. And use the constant change in like who you think it is, the red herrings. Use a lot of those. There wasn't a whole lot of those in Scream 5. Let's see that changed, is what I say. Can't wait to watch Stranger Things 4, but I'm going to wait until next week since I'll be on a flight. Good way to spend it, I presume. Yeah, there you go. If you have a 7.5 hour flight, that's perfect. There you go. You might not, depending on where you're going, you might not finish it. I don't know. I mean, well, like what? Every other season has been at least 8 hours, right? So this is probably the shortest. But it's also volume 1, though. So in total, season 4 will be probably the longest season. But yeah. I think Stu has a Reddit cult that Amber and Richie were a part of. This is a theory. I'll be honest. This is a theory out there right now. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they went down this route. I think my only problem with this for going through a whole trilogy, the big problem to me, like, listen, if you want to write Stu back in, it's a horror movie at the end of the day. Go for it. Go for it. If you want to make something up that makes sense and not every fan's gonna absolutely hate, bring back Stu. But if they go this route with the whole Reddit cult thing, I think my problem is it's going to be the exact same motive in all 3 movies. You're just going to be finding out more and more about the cult, which does that. It's such a big change. I wonder if that would still work with Scream, because the motive would be the same. They're trying to either bring back the stab movies and make them better, or bring Stu into I don't know. I don't know. What would the cult of Stu be doing with him? Trying to get revenge on Sam Carpenter or whatever because Billy made him do all that stuff? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you gotta, with every movie, maybe don't make it all connect unless you were gonna like do something along the lines of what they were gonna do with Jill in Screams 5 and 6, like the originally with Wes Craven. That was really cool, but I just feel like that wouldn't. I don't know if that would work for a trilogy. That not too sure about it. Who would you like the killer to be in Scream 6? Well, we don't even have a full cast list yet, Eugene. I wish we did. There's some rumors going around that say we might not get the cast list until they're even done filming, which I think is interesting. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Scream 7, 8, and 9 should be about. As long as they did, listen, if they want to make a Scream 7, a Scream 8, a Scream 9, if they want to keep this series going, just give me new stories. Don't give me the same old, or else why did you even make the movie? I could have, like, if this next movie is just Scream 2 again, I could have just stayed at home, saved my money, just popped in Scream 2 into the old DVD player, bam! Are you looking forward to Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? Yes, I'm very excited. I look forward to any A24 horror movie release, honestly. I will see all of them, even if it's something like Lamb, where I genuinely didn't know what was going on the entire time. That is a very strange movie. I'll have to give it a watch, though, because I did end up buying it. I'm kind of like, I just want to get I want to have all the A24 horror movies. Those are definitely ones, all of them I've seen, even the ones I didn't care for all that much. We were like, okay, I need to watch this again, for sure. Like, even with Men, I didn't love it. I don't think it was nowhere near my favorite, but it was still really good. And I do have to watch it again. I might even actually see it in the theaters one more time. They should develop the characters better in Scream 6. If we actually had some a little more character development, yes, that would be great. Some of the characters I feel didn't even get developed in the last film, and we kind of just like killed them after they were on screen for like 5 minutes. Vince. Nah, I kid, of course. Well, no, I don't actually. Vince needed some more character development. But in the next movie, yes, let's focus a little more on our surviving characters. Let's build them up. Let's try to get them to legacy status, is what I say. Bruce Campbell narrate Evil Dead Rise. That'd be funny. He did some voice work for the game. So there you go. There's that. His narration over what is it, Spider-Man 2 video game or whatever. I don't know if you guys have watched that. There's like a YouTube video where it goes over all his narration of that video game. It's pretty funny. Some good stuff. Stu is dead, Jill is dead, and don't bring back Kirby. Well, that's unfortunately already confirmed, my friend. So Kirby is definitely coming back. I'm excited. I'm excited for Kirby coming back. Also, Wes Craven wanted her alive too. That to me is like, I can't believe that's as controversial as it is. Bringing back Stu, and especially bringing back Jill, I can see that being polarizing though. Did you see the trailer for the abandoned first? Oh, and first of all, thank you so much, Carter Scotland Allen, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. With Emma Roberts and Michael Shannon. I reacted to it on my channel. Just curious what you think. I, for one, thought it was just terrible. Okay. Oh, wow. That took a turn right at the end there. That's really funny. I have not seen it. I've unfortunately been busy the past like 3 days pretty much working on my movie and all that. I've been like, have been filming, going crazy, but I will check it out for sure. Carter Scotland Allen, make sure to check out his video on that. Thank you so much, man. I'm going to I'm going to watch that as soon as the stream is done. I'm going to write it down. The Abandoned. The Abandoned. We were abandoned. I don't know. that's my take on what it's about. It's just Michael Shannon and Emma Roberts in the desert screaming. That's the whole movie. What makes Scream? Story and characters or Ghostface? I would probably say like for me, I think with the Scream movies, a big element of them that I would say majority of people who watch these films probably really like is the feel of it, like the actual tone. It's not like your typical horror movie, you know, it's kind of like, it's almost like you're hanging out with your buddies watching a horror movie within a movie. Like they captured that feeling, threw it into a movie, threw it on screen. That's kind of how I've always felt about the Scream movies. And I think that's awesome. I think that's a really fun and original way to make a movie like this. So the Ghostface killer sometimes, yes, I would say makes it or breaks it even for me, depending on the film. But yeah, no, that's a really good point though. I think like yeah, story and characters definitely are important, like with that tone I was saying. If you don't have good characters and you're hanging out with a bunch of assholes, well, wouldn't make for a good Scream movie, I say. So I like that in like unanimously in all 5 movies, you have great characters that are really relatable, fun to hang out with. They're all goofy to an extent, you know? So I like it. I think that's why it's so much fun. What's your favorite A24 movie? That's my favorite movie studio. Nice. It's probably the studio that's putting out some of the best horror movies today, for sure, I would say. My favorite one, man, that's really tough because I love, like, Hereditary sprung my interest in horror pretty much. Like that's why I'm even here yelling at you guys about horror movies pretty much. I love that movie. That one just blew my mind. So A24 is a production studio, by the way, Justin. They make a bunch of the weirder stuff. Some of the weirder stuff today, like Hereditary, Midsummer, The Witch, The Lighthouse. Why I'm really blanking on this. Ex Machina from Alex Garland, who just put out Men. There you go. X is another really good one. X is definitely top 3 for me. I just got that as well, and I've been watching it. That they don't have too many behind the scenes, which I'm kind of disappointed on. I really enjoyed X though. I got to rewatch it. It's still just as good as when I saw it. It's one of those movies that, like, yes, at its core, kind of just a simple slasher, but has so much rewatchability. Like, there is so many great kills, so many great characters. Speaking of great characters, yeah, X has some really well written characters for sure. So, but yeah, favorite A24 probably Hereditary, but man, X is a close second. Like that's my 1 and my 2, I would say. How do you feel about the new Winnie the Pooh movie? Is it unnecessary or not needed? Did it ruin your childhood? Here's my thing. Let's give an example about, like, I used to watch Blue's Clues religiously. And when I would watch it, it was like, oh, it was such a big part of my childhood. I would do the clues and all that when I was a kid. There's a bunch of like home videos of me running around the house, like doing clues, and all that. But like, if they decided to make a horror movie out of that, I think as an adult, I would appreciate it more than anything. Like, I actually had some people comment on my last video talking about the Winnie the Pooh movie and saying like, oh, like, this is such a disgrace to Winnie the Pooh fans. Like, this is ruining our childhood and all that. And I'm like, well, you still have all that. This is just a silly, fun version for the adults who would like to see something like this because it's fun. It's not one of those movies where it's where it's gonna be like fun to watch or anything like that. Or it's gonna be great. It's just gonna be like silly. You turn it on with your buddies and get intoxicated, maybe. I don't know, like, whatever, and just kind of watch it. You're not watching it to see like this fantastic movie that's done so well, Oscar award winning, you know what I mean? So is the Pearl teaser on the X Blu-ray? You know, it might have been after the credits, like how we saw it on, like, in the theaters, but It was not. It was not actually like you couldn't like find it in the special features. I cut it off after the credits, so actually I can't confirm that, but I'll have to check. I think you can find the Pearl teaser like on YouTube. That's got to be out. I mean, it released with the movie, so I'm sure you can find that somewhere. I'm super pumped for that, by the way. I don't know if that's coming out later this year or like next year, because it looked like from the trailer that we got during X, it looked like it was probably in post-production or somewhere even past that. So has to be done by now, would be my guess. When they actually decide to put that out, I'm not sure. Maybe same time next year. Will you see Dashcam 2022? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. I've already seen it, but I can't talk about it until Sunday. So legally, I can't talk about it until Sunday. Where do you draw the line with bringing people back in Scream? That's my issue with Kirby. There are so many other amazing characters. Do we just bring them all back? No, I think the reason they brought back they have a reason to bring back Kirby. I think is how I feel about it. If they don't, then it's just like this next movie is going to say a lot about radio silence. And honestly, we'll answer this question probably better than I'm about to. My thing is that when I saw them, like, for example, listen, this movie came out in January. I'm gonna just talk about it. If they killed Dewey in the last movie and they just did that for shock value, was that really worth our time? Was that really worth our time to end a legacy character like that just for shock value? To me, when I saw it, I'm like, they are definitely setting up something for the next movie. You can't watch that film and think to yourself, oh, there's definitely gonna be there's not gonna be another one. You know, no way, that's not gonna happen. No, the whole time I was watching 5, I'm like, they're definitely gonna do another one. That ending was kind of weird because it feels like they really wrapped it up, but I really think they're going to do something with like Dewey's death in the next film. Same thing with this. Kirby is being brought back and was set up in the last movie, still being alive for a purpose. There's no way they just bring her back because it's like, oh, Kirby, no way. So I understand that. I totally understand having that issue with bringing back Kirby, because it's like, it seems like right now, oh, they're just bringing her back to bring more fans in and to check it out. Oh, that's cool. What happened with Kirby? I want to find out what happened with Kirby. Even if I hate this film, I want to at least watch that and see what happens with her. I don't think that's going to be the case. I really think they're bringing her back for some kind of purpose, either with the Ghostface motive, like I was talking about earlier. Like maybe Ghostface is killing people because that he's trying to like end it all. He's trying to end all the Ghostface massacres once and for all by killing everyone who is still alive. So there's a lot of reasons to bring back Kirby. There's not just one. It's not just it. Let's put it this way. It couldn't just be for shock value. There's other routes they could go with it. But if they go that route just to bring more people in, I'll be quite disappointed, honestly. And if that's what they did with Dewey dying and like that was the only purpose, was like shock. Oh, you would never expect this. Anyone can write that. I could write that right now. I could write, hey, Dewey dies in a hospital. You know what I mean? It's going somewhere. Trust me, it's going somewhere. I do have a Letterboxd account. I think so. I had one. So I believe there's 2 KillJoy Jake accounts because I had one before, but I have a new one now. So now it's just KillJoy Jake. There's no spaces, the K's, and both of the J's are capitalized. So go follow me on there. I review all the movies I watch. I'm currently in my very little free time I have. I'm watching all the Alien, Predator, and AVP movies. I don't know what you guys are watching, but that's kind of I've been feeling that lately. So I just got to Predator in the chronological order that I'm watching them in. I want to hear an excerpt from Gail's latest book. So does she write a book is my question. Or well, yeah, of course she writes a book, just not on the actual killings. She's going to write about Dewey. So maybe she's writing it during this movie, kind of like something similar to like in Scream 4, where it's like she just has writer's block or something. Maybe she can't get it all out, or something's wrong, something's blocking her vision, and then like as she goes through all this new killing, she gets the idea. She understands what to write about. That could be a cool little thing we need to see Gail go through something in this movie. We need to see all of the legacy characters have some kind of purpose, not just for like third act backup to be like, oh, we're going to help you save the Ghostface. Give me a little more than that. Give me some more character development in this next one, taken in a different direction. I would have loved to see Vince developed more. Yeah, he was technically a mocker, so would have been cool to see him developed for sure. What else do we got here? What's a horror movie that you never liked? I don't like talking about things I don't like, but I won't even talk about this movie because I really only have negative things to say. But the Orphanage from like 2007, 2008 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure when that movie came out. I just don't like, it's considered a classic and I just don't care for it. Like, I really just don't enjoy it. I don't know. Nothing, didn't do anything for me personally. I've been having a Nightmare on Elm Street marathon. Nice. I wish I was there for that, since the whole franchise is on HBO Max. Yes, I have a box set of all the movies. It's a DVD box set I found at this like local place for like $10. $10 for all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. But on HBO Max they look a lot better. So yeah, that's probably the way to watch them if you don't have a ridiculous amount of money for the whatever the good box set is. So, but yes, I absolutely love I love those movies. I have to rewatch them now after watching Stranger Things because wow, it was fun. It felt like a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Like this whole season, it was like, oh wow, it's cool. It has the imagery. It has like the certain like. I wish the kills were a little more creative. That was another thing. That's just me being picky, honestly. But wish the kills were a little more creative. But what the kills are still pretty messed up. I think you know what I'm talking about. Oh, thank you so much, Villain Killin' Dylan, for $5. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole lot, my dude. Carter Skyland Allen with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Watched Terrifier for the first time yesterday. Had to look away during the. Yeah, listen, I've seen that movie a couple times now, and that's still hard to watch. That doesn't get any easier to watch, my friend. That's honestly, in the past 10 years of slasher movies, gotta be top 3 kills. Like from the past 10 years. I'm just talking past 10 years. Gotta be in the top 3 kills of all those movies, I think. And there's been a lot of good slasher movies in the past 10 years with some good kills. But man, that's gotta be top 3 for me. That is so messed up. I feel like Kirby either faked her death, like playing dead, and she left after all the aftermath, or she got carried off by the ambulance. Yeah, she probably like kind of just laid there and bled a little bit and, and probably passed out, but maybe they got her in time before she like completely like bled out and died. I wonder if they talk about that in the new movie or not. So since we are gonna have Kirby in this new movie, we don't really know at what capacity. I'm hoping she's a main character though. I hope we get to learn a little more about her backstory. She's not just like doing a cameo, you know? Have her be important to the story. That's how you write good stuff. Horror B23, what is up? I think it would have made more sense to keep Vince alive longer and have him living in the Mocker house instead of Amber. Would have been a little less forced. Yes, I agree. I also think that if you kept Vince alive, you could have had him be like a much bigger red herring than what he was. Like they kind of tried to set him up as a red herring and then like killed him the next time he was on screen. So it was just like, what was even the point of doing that? But yeah, you know, I know I trash on Scream 5 a little bit, but I have also like I talk about it a lot, so I want to be fresh on it. I've watched it many times at this point, and it's just like I've definitely noticed a lot more things where I'm just like, does that make sense? But I still really like it. It's definitely my second favorite sequel for sure. So who do we have left? Sydney, Gail, Kirby, the Meeks and Carpenter sisters. Neil Prescott, Sheriff Burke, camera guy Joel Kincaid, Martha Meeks, maybe Stu, and Joshua Jackson. Do we really need all of them? I don't think that's the thing. I don't think we need to bring back characters from the past because not too many more. I love that we have Kirby. That's awesome. But like for me, I want to see brand new characters because bringing back too many characters shows that you don't have any confidence in your new characters. You don't have the confidence or the ability to write like brand new good characters that are up to par with some of the legacy characters. You have to establish that or there's no way that's going to happen. What is going on here? How do you think it has affected Kirby after finding out her best friends were the killers? Probably very negatively. I would assume in that interview that we saw. Okay, am I gonna have to put some people in timeout? What's going on here? What's going on? What I was gonna say though is with Kirby, yes. So I think that with this, Having Kirby back here in that interview that we saw in Scream 5 very briefly, yes, I would say that she probably talked about that a little bit. We might actually see that video of Kirby like getting interviewed. Maybe that's how we have her reintroduced. Maybe she's even doing an interview with Gale Weathers or something. That could be kind of cool. I think that would be a good scene. Great way to reintroduce her and bring her back into the plotline. Maybe that's why she's like in New York City if this next movie takes place there. There you go. She's doing a interview with Gale Weathers on her morning show, and then it's like, oh, that's why she's here. And then now suddenly she's caught in the middle of a Ghostface, all that, and she's like, oh, I'll stay and help. You know, maybe that's a debacle between Gale and Kirby. That could be cool. Actually, I'd be down for that. It's almost like she's trapped. What else do we got? All right, here's what I'm going to say. Just please, everyone chill out. Everyone chill out in the chat if y'all are going back and forth. We ain't doing none of that, or I will put all of you in timeout. So I don't know what happened, but just chill. Just chill. Scream 4 was much better all around movie compared to 5 in my opinion. I still enjoyed 5, but felt like it was a step down in every aspect compared to 4. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the characters were way better, like greater than symbol better, so much better in Scream 5. Some of the characters in Scream 4 are good. Like some of them are great. I love Jill. I love Kirby. Of the new characters, but Scream 4 easily has some of the worst characters in the entire franchise, I think, compared to 5. Yeah, no way. But I do think that I am starting to like Scream 4 a little more than 5, though. I will agree with you there. But I don't know. It's tough. I feel like they're evenly matched for totally different things. I feel like it's whatever you prefer. So, all right. Well, just gonna put everyone in timeout because I don't know what else to do. I see 2 people going back and forth, so y'all are in timeout. Sorry, I don't know what happened, but yeah. What else do we got? Not every character needs to return, just the survivors of Ghostface attacks. So Sydney, Gale, Kincaid, Kirby, and the new meats. That is a good point. I don't know if it's necessary to actually like bring back all these characters. You could just have a few of them show up, and like I said, the Ghostface is probably not going to be successful in this movie. I seriously doubt they let's say that's the motive. Let's just theoretically, let's say that's the motive is that we have this new killer wanting to kill all the other survivors just to end the Ghostface killing. Something along those lines. Like, no more Ghostfaces can happen if no more of the survivors are around for a Ghostface to pop up. So it could be like the Ghostface to end all Ghostfaces. I would actually love that. But I think that you don't have to have them all like come up. Like maybe that's like their ultimate plan is to go after Joel and to go after like the sorority sisters or something from 2. Like let's get really specific. But we don't have to bring them. We don't have to bring every single person back. Like I feel like yes, it would be cool. But if you don't focus on new characters enough, then it's just like, oh, well, what are we doing? What are we just gonna sideline these other characters to show these characters from the past that everyone already loves? That's so easy to me. That it's such anyone could do that, that's not gonna be surprising. I think there was a lot of things about Stranger Things season 4 that were like kind of obvious they were gonna go there until the end, until the very that there's a twist that I did not see coming, which was awesome. But there's a few things where I'm just like, yeah, I know okay, this is going that way, or this is going that way. I don't want to be able to tell that with Scream 6. Have you seen The Sadness on Shudder? Yes, I have. Yes, I did a whole review video for my channel members and Patreon supporters. So if you guys want to check that out, shameless plug, go become a channel member or a Patreon supporter. Why not? You get an extra video every single week. We're talking about The Voices, I think, this week. So talking about The Voices this week, I'm excited. We talk about a new movie every single week. And if you're a channel member, Patreon supporter, you get to pitch the movie. Be like, hey, Jake, talk about this movie. And I'll be like, okay, let's do it. Elise Brown says, I hope the characters in Scream 6 have better character development. This seems like something that just about all of us pretty much agree on. Just spend a little more time developing your new characters. Something. Yeah, this was something that I feel like with Scream 5 was a tough thing to do without making the runtime longer too. To be fair to Scream 5, yes, was the character development like kind of rushed? Sure. But they had to have made that movie like 20 minutes longer at least, which I guess that's probably what they wanted. But studio was like, nah, you can't make a almost 3 hour long Scream movie at that point. You could honestly, that movie could have been 3 hours. Like, I think it honestly easily could have been 3 hours, not have felt too long or anything. Just to do that, just to actually develop your new characters a little better. I wanted to see, like, what was Wes and Tara's relationship like? Like, they clearly had something going on that was briefly talked about, and then it was just like kind of thrown out the window. I wish we had a little more on that. Maybe that even gets developed in the next movie. Maybe Tara's talking about Wes and being like, oh, I should have given him a chance, or oh, that guy was such a creep. Something like that. That would have been, I don't know. That would develop Tara's character even more, and then we'd learn more about Wes. We go back and watch Scream 5 and be like, oh, we can think about it this way because that was established in Scream 6. So nothing they still can't fix, too. Think about that, too, when you criticize Scream 5, because there's still going to be, there's basically a sequel to it coming out next year that could develop everything a little more. Jake, what is the sadness about no spoilers? Basically just a straight up zombie movie. I mean, without spoiling it, it's not really a straight up zombie movie, I would say. Yeah, like plot wise, straight up zombie movie, but the zombies themselves are totally different. Like it's arguably not even zombies. I won't spoil it for you because it's fun. I would say don't even watch a trailer, just go into it and make sure you're in a good headspace because it's brutal in more ways than you could ever imagine. It's probably one of the most brutal zombie movies ever made, honestly, and disturbing and, well, quite genuinely fucked up. So there you go. Freezing Point says, what do you think about the new Winnie the Pooh horror movie that's gonna be coming out? I'm excited for it, man. I love movies like this. It's like I was talking about this a little earlier. Winnie the Pooh, blood, honey, anger, and furry. That's funny. I'm excited for this because it's not a movie like, I'm not expecting this to win an Oscar. I'm not expecting this to be like, oh, that was fine wine, pinkies up, fancy pants horror movie. No, it's going to be a get all your buddies over, get inebriated, watch this movie and have a good time. It's going to be like a Willy's Wonderland. Think about that. Think about Willy's Wonderland, how fun that was to talk about and how absolutely insane that movie was. We enjoyed it, but not for the same reasons we enjoy movies like, A24 films, like what we were talking about earlier. Like, it's two different ballparks of enjoyment, and that's okay. That's all right. But there is also definitely this other way you can look at it, which I detailed in my video on it. By the way, check that out. Pretty bit of a banger over there. Pretty funny stuff. But in my video, I kind of talk a little bit about how this could also just be one big cash grab, where it's like, hey, let's just present this really crazy and insane plot and we'll just make it into a movie. It's a concept people are already familiar with. Pooh, Piglet, and kind of the Christopher Robin story and all that. But this is just taking it in a different angle. I mean, think about Brightburn from like 2019. That's just the Superman story, but taken slightly different. You're already familiar. They didn't have to build up the characters as much as a brand new story because you're already kind of familiar with the concept. So Justin wants to be put in timeout. Okay, well, that's kind of weird, but you're in timeout. There you go. But yeah, no, I really, I think there's just two different levels of enjoyment with this movie, and it can also go two different routes. I hope it doesn't go the route of like, hey, let's just make a movie really quickly. Let's just make some kind of 90-minute, maybe less than that kind of movie. Just put it out based off of the concept. People will see it for that. I hope that's not the case. And I'm not saying that about Brightburn either. I actually really liked Brightburn besides the ending. They set up this big ending and then they just don't do it, which is great. You're talking to the guy who loves dark endings too. So I really hope that that's not the case with this one, but I'm excited for it regardless. I'm gonna see it. I will definitely get a little inebriated and watch that one. So, and hopefully it's gotta be bloody, right? It's gotta be bloody. It's gotta be brutal. That's the only way I see that working. What's up, my friend? I shot him 6 times! Says, watched your video on Winnie earlier. I am excited as well. It's something different to explore for sure. Yes. Honestly, the concept of making something like something super child friendly and making it horror isn't exactly the most original concept. I mean, we've seen it done millions of times. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely built on that for sure. But I think it's going to be something really fun, super brutal, and just, invite your buddies over, crack open a cold one, and let's turn this on. It's the same thing with Willy's Wonderland, man. It'll be on the shelf next to that, is how I feel about it. Have you seen Stigmata? No, I've heard of this one, though. Which is this? Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different movie, but no, 1999. Yeah, who's the director of this? Yeah, Rupert Wainwright. Someone recommended this to me recently. I got 22% on Rotten Tomatoes though. Wow. Ooh, interesting. Patricia Arquette, Gabriel Byrne. It's got a good cast. Nia Long. Okay, I'll have to watch this sometime. I was thinking about Antichrist from the same guy that did what's that guy's name? Lars von Trier, who did The House That Jack Built. I love that movie, and someone recommended Antichrist to me, and I have to see that movie. I thought you were talking about that, but yes, that movie looks. I'll have to check that one out. PL, I'll have to check it out. 22% on Rotten Tomatoes can either mean one of two things: it's garbage, or it's actually a secret gem. So that's how I see it, at least. How would you? Ooh, good question. How would you rank all the Scream motives? Mine would be 1, 4, 2, 5, 3. I'll tell you this: 2 would be at the bottom of my list for sure. 2 is at the very, very, very bottom. Nothing even touches it. But probably then 3, 5, 4, 1. So yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with you except for 2. I just listen. It's the same thing as the last movie, pretty much. It's nothing crazy. At least in 3, they took it in a different direction. It's still revenge, but for a totally different reason, and makes you rethink about 1 and 2. So that to me, I like. But do I still think the motive in 4, 5, and 1 is cooler? Yeah. The Faculty is a banger. Yes, it is. Ooh. I'm too scared to watch the House That Jack Built. I am. Listen, I've already seen that movie twice, and I'm still scared to watch that. That has one of the most upsetting, like, almost beginning of the third acts ever, and then the ending is also pretty cool too. With the allegory and all that. So, but the beginning of the third act is like some of the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. Have you heard about the new Hellraiser movie? Heck yeah, I have. Crafty Dale, do it yourself. Dude, I'm super pumped for it. It looks like a more faithful rendition to the original novel. So I'm pumped. I'm honestly pumped for it. I'm glad that they're doing something different with the source material. You know, or actually taking the source material more seriously. That I'm excited to see it. Will it be better than the original Hellraiser? Probably not. I'll be honest, probably not. But I'm still excited for it. Like, I already forgot the name of the girl who's playing Pinhead, but that's a big thing about the book, is that Pinhead was like genderless, wasn't really like specifically one thing or the other, and they changed that for the movies, especially with 2, with his backstory and all that. So I'm excited to see how they do it closer to the book by having like a what's the word, androgynous looking hell priest. So I'm excited to see what they do with it, how different it is, if it works better or not. Probably I probably will enjoy the original trilogy is like fantastic. The first 3 movies, I could watch those any day of the week, whenever. I absolutely. Jamie Clayton, thank you. Yeah, Jamie Clayton's gonna kill it. I think she's gonna do a really good job. I'm excited to see it done differently. I think it'll definitely be one of the. Listen, with the other Hellraiser movies, it doesn't have a whole lot of competition. So if this thing is halfway good, it's directed by David Bruckner too. Like fuck yeah, it's gonna be good. Even the thing about David Bruckner is I kind of think I don't think he's made like an absolute masterpiece, but like all of his movies are like easy 8 out of 10s, I think. All of them, like consistently all of them, which is impressive. That's consistency. I really do love David Bruckner though. I'm not trying to shit on the guy. I'm trying to think about all of his movies because I'm thinking of like Ritual, his thing in Southbound, his thing in VHS, The Night House. Yeah, I haven't seen Siren though. I've heard of Siren, but still have yet to see that. But yeah, everything David Bruckner makes is like so consistent. So I really do appreciate that, and I see the same thing with this next movie. Like it's gonna be a really good film. Maybe not a masterpiece, but it's gonna be great. I agree, KL. I think the visuals in The Night House are amazing. Like unmatched by some of the other movies that came out last year. Not my favorite horror film of the past year, though. I think it's it borrows a lot from Hereditary, but I liked it. I still really enjoyed it. It was still a lot of fun. Let's be positive and uplifting everyone. Yes, great message. A great message to the world. Be positive. We can watch people get killed on screen and still be super positive to one another. That's what I say. That's pretty funny. I like that. Super pumped for the new VHS. Me too, man. Oh my God. I had tears in my eyes. The Bearded Entertainment, who I need to talk a lot about this absolutely amazing person. Bearded Entertainment hooked me up with that Production Weekly news and was like, oh dude, they're making a new VHS. And I'm just like, what? No way. So I'm so pumped. Like, I cannot wait for that. Thank you to Bearded, who also came up to Ohio yesterday to help me film some drone shots for Red Right Hand. So I could not be more thankful for this gentleman. Go subscribe to the Bearded Entertainment if you have not. So could not be more thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Eric is super sweet. Yes, Eric is the absolute best. So go subscribe to his page. He helped us make Red Right Hand look even more cinematic than it already was. So Jordan should make a Peele horror collection with his 3 movies. He was out on physical. He is out on physical media. Yeah, once Nope comes out, you can make a whole collection. The other thing, Legion, I will say, is I kind of hope they don't do that quite yet, because Peele currently has a contract with Universal to make like a bunch of movies over the course of the next, it was 5 years, but now I think it's like 4 or 3 more years. So we're probably gonna get at least like 2 more movies from Jordan Peele in that during that contract, which I'm really excited for. Anything he makes, I will see. I don't care if it's like the dumbest concept ever. I will be in a chair opening night seeing it. I clicked on the wrong thing. Hail Ratma. Hail Ratma. Hail Ratma. Yes. I just watched that movie with some I can't say that, but something from that movie we needed to watch for inspiration with Red Right Hand, but I can't say any more than that. What are the movies that you think should be more talked about? I personally think the most underrated movie from like the 2010s is Upgrade from Leigh Whannell. No one talks about that movie, and it maybe has it's possibly one of the best horror scripts from all of the 2010s. I think personally, like at least top 10. I can't believe that movie doesn't get talked about more. And The Invisible Man, like also from Leigh Whannell. I don't know why those are not. Those are so underrated. I put Leigh Whannell up there with like Ari Aster, Robert Eggers, Jordan Peele. I think he's that good. I really do. Both of his his big movies that he directed, like not including like Insidious 3. I do really like Insidious 3. Actually, that's probably the best sequel in that whole franchise. But man, Invisible Man and Upgrade, so underrated. Those are amazing movies. I don't know. Those are both 10 out of 10s in my opinion. What did you think of the new villain in Stranger Things Season 4? Well, I can talk about that because that is already public knowledge. You have seen that in the trailer already. You have seen Vecna. I liked Vecna, and I actually really, really, really enjoyed the backstory for the character. But they didn't do something that I was kind of hoping they were going to do. But regardless, I still really liked where they went with it and how they wrote that all in. I cannot wait for the next volume, man. Oh my God. Oh God, that last episode was like, come on, I gotta know what happens. So can't wait. Cannot wait. What's up, Blucka Blucka? I don't know if I said, I've probably been talking to you all night, but hello. I don't know if I actually formally said hello to you or not, but there we go. Oh, KL, have I seen Overlord? Well, guess what? Look right here. Yeah. When I saw that back in 2018, I got a free poster from it. They were like handing them out at my theater. And I'm like, sweet. So it lives on my wall right behind my hand. And it always makes an appearance in my live streams, as Blucka Blucka likes to point out in one of my in a comment, which I thought was funny a while ago. Oh man, okay. You got to bring up that movie. Hey, hang on. You just opened up a whole can of worms. Give me 1 second. All right. Listen, I fucking love Eli Roth. Like almost all of his movies are fan-fucking-tastic. I love the tone of them. I love how it goes from like super silly to the most disturbing shit you have ever seen. Like it's just this constant roller coaster of like ups and downs. Super silly, super disturbing. There is no in between with Eli Roth's movies. I love them. He's done some kids movies lately that were just like, okay, whatever. The House with the Clock in its Walls or whatever, like that. It was all right, whatever. But his horror movies are almost all great. But Knock Knock, I don't know. I just did not care. Like, I love Keanu Reeves, fucking amazing. But like, I just did not care for Knock Knock, man. He directed that, right? I know he had some kind of involvement with that, but did not do it for me. I don't know. And I fucking dude, I love him too. Like, yeah, he's the director of that. Okay. But like Cabin Fever, man, is like a fucking masterpiece. I fucking love Cabin Fever. No one talks about that enough. Hostel's great. The Green Inferno's great. He produced this movie called Clown, which is like, it feels like an Eli Roth movie. I don't believe he directed it. But yeah, no, he's like, that's amazing. I absolutely, that's a must-watch horror film, I think. I have not seen Death Wish, though. I believe he directed this. Yeah, I have not seen this yet, but I hear it's pretty good. Heard some people, or no, this is the one I've heard is shit, actually. Yeah, no, wait, never mind. I lied about that. Well, okay, here's what's interesting about this. 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 71% audience score. So I don't know. I have definitely heard that movie sucks, though, from someone else before. So I should probably catch up on Stranger Things. I feel so left out. Don't feel bad, because it's a lot. You know, it's a lot. It's not like a 2-hour movie. You can just put that in and watch it in one sitting. Like, I had to do Stranger Things season 4, volume 1 in 2 sittings. So I watched like half of it I got through episode 4 last night, and then I watched 5 in the end this morning. So I have not seen Patient Zero, but is that the one that's directed by like a huge, like, that other guy? I can't wait. Hang on. I gotta look this up, because this is another can of worms that I would love to crack open. And the remake is garbage. The remake is absolute garbage. I cannot believe I sat through that. No, I think it's the sequel that was directed by someone like who's like a huge director now or something. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. But Ty West directed the sequel to Cabin Fever 2, which is crazy. I love his movies so much. I've been really getting into him lately. So that's what I was thinking of. I have not seen Patient Zero, but I heard about 2 because I was looking up Ty West. I was doing some research on him for X. And I remember seeing that. I'm just like, what? Like, no way. So I do feel like Vecna is kind of okay, well, listen, I can't talk about it too much, but I'm like, maybe, maybe is how I feel about that. That's really all I can say right now about that. I don't want to spoil it yet. Like I said, I'll probably be working on a video tonight talking about it. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now, post it tonight, but I will have it at least tomorrow probably. So my buddy is going away to Boston this week. So we're having a last hurrah Sunday and Monday to chill, hang out. So I unfortunately will not be making videos then. It's literally my childhood best friend going away to Boston for a while. So I'm not going to see him for like probably a year. So we're having a last hurrah. So that if any news comes out, unfortunately, I will not be able to report on it. But I will probably have something ready to go for tomorrow morning. Like probably my Stranger Things 4 review is what I'm thinking. So, but nothing on Monday, unfortunately. Cabin Fever is underrated. It made me chill in my soul. I like that, Alejandro. I like that a lot. Yeah, no, it was horrifying. I loved it. Same with someone. I think Carrie mentioned. What's up, Carrie? Welcome. If I have not said hi to you, but someone mentioned Carrie mentioned the Green Inferno, and that movie is just everything that Cannibal Holocaust wanted to be and was not. So I absolutely love Green Inferno. Like, you want to talk about a versus video I need to do is that. I would love to talk about both of those films. Love that one. Absolute banger. Have you seen Mercy Black on Netflix? Yes. Is that the one about the I've definitely seen this. I know I've seen this. 100% have seen this. This is the one with the crazy ending. Yeah. This one was a lot of fun. This is basically just Boogeyman, but much better. I was really impressed by this one. If you guys have ever seen that movie Boogeyman, it's basically just that, but like actually better and actually a good film. So really enjoyed Mercy Black. Another underrated film. Oh, what an idea. We got to drive you to Hollywood, my friend. Screamin' Cabin Fever spinoff called Cabin Stabbin'. See, guys, you got me on Eli Roth, and like I could talk about Eli Roth all day. Like his style is so interesting to me. It's so unlike anything else, I think. What is your opinion on Psycho 1960 by Alfred Hitchcock? It's my favorite horror movie. Well, that's a great choice. I think if you want to figure out how to make a horror movie, you want to figure out how to do a well-done setup to a death and all that in a slasher film, you need to watch Psycho. And you can tell when you're watching a movie and you're like, these people need to go back and watch Psycho. Because listen, modern horror movies definitely do a lot of things better. I think that's like for sure without a doubt. But Psycho 1960 is the foundation of how to make a good slasher film or a good straight up horror movie that takes place in the real world. You can tell in modern horror when you're like, these people forgot to watch Psycho. These people forgot to watch Halloween 1978. So that's a super important horror film for setting up how to set up a good kill, how to build tension. Hitchcock was the master of that, and I think Psycho is his greatest work because of that. Like that is the greatest setup of tension in an old movie, I think, ever. Like out of any old movie, that is the best one for setting up tension. Easily the scariest horror movie from 1960 back, I think, because of how they set everything up. It's awesome. I love it. Eli Roth's History of Horror on Shudder is interesting. I've yet to watch that. I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't watched that yet. But I think there's a new season coming out, right? Or maybe it's already coming out. I need to watch that though. That looks really fun. You've watched Human Centipede 1 and 2. Oh, you could have skipped those, honestly. And the first one's pretty good. Second one you could have skipped. Am I prepared enough to watch Green Inferno? Oh, and I've seen Martyrs. Yeah, you can watch Green Inferno. Yeah, if you've seen all those movies, yeah, Green Inferno's not as bad as Human Centipede 2. There's one scene in Green Inferno that is so fucking funny and so dark at the same time, and it's so well done. You guys, you know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. It's so well done to me. I think some people are maybe turned off by that scene, but that was my favorite part of the entire film. The munchies scene. My favorite part of the whole movie. I was like, this is like actually really well done filmmaking, because you mixed the two greatest things about Eli Roth movies literally into one scene, which is something he usually goes like, he'll usually have a scene that's like really outwardly goofy or something silly happens. That's like, it's almost like cartoonish. And then you'll have something so real world scary happen. It'll like scare you even more because you were just like, oh, I'm all relaxed and I'm chilling. It's like a cartoon movie. And then, oh my God, someone just got their wiener chopped off, like in Hostel 2. Or the Achilles. Let's talk about the Achilles heel scene in the original Hostel. My God. I watched that with this girl I was dating a long time ago, and she like could not. She had made me turn off the movie. She was like, "No, I can't even watch this." And I'm like, I don't blame you. It's horrifying. Love it. Kicking myself right now because I finally saw all 4 Evil Dead films and love Evil Dead 2 so much. I'm currently watching the TV series. Nice. Enjoy that. That is the series is great. I love it. Favorite Evil Dead movie is Evil Dead 2, I'm assuming. And that's a great choice. I mean, it's kind of really hard to say which Evil Dead is my favorite, because they're all so good for so many different reasons. Army of Darkness is definitely the one I've seen the least. So that's I would probably say that's like my least favorite, but like it's still a masterpiece in its own right. It's kind of hard. Like I don't even like saying it's my least favorite because of how great it is. All 4 of the Evil Dead movies are also so different in tone, which is why I think all of them bring something to the table. And I'm really hoping that with this new film, they don't just go the same route Fede Alvarez went. I kind of hope they take it a little more supernatural, honestly. Even dive a little bit deeper into that. Go a little Lovecraftian. We're taking place in a high-rise building, which I hope is just like floating in the air or something. Like, let's go real Lovecraftian with this. Let's go as crazy as we can. I'm excited for that film. Super pumped. Watch the classics, folks. Learn how to make a horror movie. Psycho and Halloween will teach you a lot. Yeah, that's the truth. You know, I think modern horror movies bring brutality to the table, which is great. More than any old movie could ever even dream of doing. But you can't forget the basics. You can't forget the basics of how to set up a good horror movie. And Psycho and Halloween, I think, do it the best, even better than some of the modern classics. So there's no movie that has ever released has lost value just because another movie did it better or did it in a different way. You have to go back and watch some of those older movies to see like, oh, they did it this way. That's interesting. What if I took that idea and I twisted it? You can find new ideas in older stuff. You really can. And all these old movies are super valuable. And I'm glad a lot of people are still watching them. They're not just forgotten about. So I think Hitchcock would have loved Nightmare and Halloween. Yes, I totally agree. I think he would have. Because they do a lot of the things that are inspired by Hitchcock, but just in a different way. And it's great. I love it. Not gonna lie, I was a bit upset that they didn't give some characters that had potential a chance to shine. Oh my god, a chance to shine, like Wes, Liv, Vince, and Judy. Yeah, Judy especially needed some more screen time. They cut a whole scene with Dewey and Judy that they shouldn't have. That would have been okay with me. If you would have left that in there, you had that conversation between Judy and Dewey, that would have been awesome. But they cut that. That's kind of weird. That's the one scene that they shouldn't have cut, I think. That should have stayed in there. Thoughts on Jeepers Creepers? I like the first two. I think the third one's abysmal, and the fourth one is also going to probably suck. Unfortunately. I'm very optimistic about most things, but the Jeepers Creepers franchise is not one of them. So, thoughts on the Night House? I really liked it. We were I don't know if you were the same person who was talking about it earlier, but we were just talking about it. I like the Night House. I think it was fun. Maybe not my favorite horror film of the past year, though. I think I have a few problems with it. It's very anticlimactic, which is my number one biggest problem with the film. I think it's got a really cool ending visual, but besides that, all that setup for a twist that was delivered to you in a very anticlimactic way, no, maybe not the best way to go about it. I think the visuals are unmatched. Some amazing. Absolutely amazing visuals in that film, for sure. Horrifying stuff that's like surreal and like trippy. I love that about the film. I really love that. Rebecca Hall is amazing too in the lead. Oh my god, she absolutely kills it. But I thought it was good. Like I said, I was talking about David Bruckner earlier. I think he's consistently makes 8 out of 10 movies. Like all of his films that I have seen are like 8 out of 10. So they're not like masterpieces, but they're like 4 out of 5 stars, all of them. So he's a very consistent director, and I think Hellraiser is going to be great. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think they cut the deleted scene with Judy and Dewey because it would show that all the friend group was at the police station and would make Richie a big suspect on attacking Sam. Okay. I see that. I think I understand that. For me, there's a lot more things that give Richie away. There's a lot more than just that would give Richie away, I think. But I see what you're saying. Maybe they were going back and watching it and being like, oh, it's a little too obvious that Richie's the killer. Let's cut that. So I can see that being the case. That's probably the motivation behind it. That's probably why they took it out. But to me, you lost all that character development with Judy and Dewey, which makes her death a little less sad, especially for a legacy character. You know, it's like, oh man, that's Judy Hicks, man. You know, like. Kind of wish she had a little more to do in the movie besides just get angry at Sam and kind of set up some character development that unfortunately once again goes nowhere because they didn't really do anything with that. Maybe they do flashbacks in the next one though. Maybe that's all set up for that. I don't know. Listen, it's tough for me to judge all of Scream 5 until I see Scream 6. So if in Scream 6 literally all of that goes nowhere, yeah, I'll definitely have some more negative thoughts on 5, but we'll see. We will see what happens. So we'll see what happens, Angie. Halloween is just made so perfectly, Carrie. Yes, I love it. Listen, this is how you do a slow burn horror movie. I think if you're like, listen, I need to understand how to make a good slow burn. I got to figure that out. Watch Halloween. It really is. I feel like not a lot of people recognize that about Halloween, but it's seriously a great slow burn film with like all these stalking sequences through the first 2 acts are just a lot of stalking sequences with some super iconic lines from some super cool characters. Totally. So Halloween's great. I think it makes that third act that if you just watch the third act of Halloween, it's almost a little goofy, but because of how they set it up, that's why it's so scary. That's why it's done so well. You're made to be afraid of Michael Myers the whole first 2 acts, and then you see him unleash at the very end. It's great. The E-Man is here. What's going on? What's up? What is up? What's up? Just drinking my Coke, my Boca-Bola because copyrights. Can't say exactly what it is. Halloween is incredible. Hell yeah. How many times do you think they say? I'm glad someone got that. Thank you, Carrie. How many times do you think they say the word totally in Halloween 78? Many times. That's something. Okay, that's a clip I need. I need one of those to just be like, oh yeah, totally. All right, so obviously that wasn't the totally clip, but if it was, that would have been cool. And anyways, that scene fits because we're kind of talking about Stranger Things 4 because it was very Nightmare on Elm Street inspired. There we go. That's my excuse. You can't even get mad at me for playing one of those clips now. Psycho is one of the scariest scenes ever. The shower scene. Yes. That's one of those, that's a good, okay, that's a good point because like, here's another thing that a modern movie would look at that scene and how it would approach it and how this is in some cases better, some cases worse. A modern movie would approach the shower scene in Psycho with a lot more gore, seeing the stabs hit and all that, and be something really visceral and bloody. But I think what's so interesting about Psycho and why that scene is even maybe more scarier is you don't necessarily see everything. You don't see everything that's going on. So, and it depends, depending on the kill, that could make it scarier. That could make it worse than actually seeing all the gore. It all depends on the kill. We have like in Red Right Hand, some of the, I'll be honest, there's some gory kills. There's some really gory and disturbing kills. But then there's also some stuff that's done that way, where it's like you don't necessarily see everything, but maybe you just see the terror in someone's face. Wink, wink. Wink, wink, as to something that happened. So there you go. Are you excited for the It prequel series coming to HBO Max? Heck yeah, I am. Oh, I'm very, very excited for that. I can't wait. I hope they actually, I hope we get some news about that. We had like, the news was that there was like rumblings in the Warner Bros. Office saying like, oh, we should do that. That would be cool. That's the news. I mean, that's what we got pretty much. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed at this point too, that like they're going for it. They're definitely like doing it. But no plot details. We don't really know too many things except like the setting and time period and all that. That's about it. It's really about it. So hopefully we get some news on that. Hopefully there's some kind of developments, who's going to be in it, yada, yada. That would be cool. I'm super excited to find out. So, it was 11 times confirmed by Blucka Blucka. Nice. 11 totalies. Totally. Sleepaway Camp needs a reboot. Interesting, Clayton. I like this. I like this idea. How the thing about a Sleepaway Camp reboot is I would hope that they capture the really silly tone of the original. That original Sleepaway Camp is just like so outrageous and crazy. I would want them to try to simulate that style, which wouldn't be easy to do, I don't think. I feel the same way about Basket Case. Like, it's like both of those movies are like, they have some really scary moments, but they're also so like goofy and silly because of the acting. So that it's not an easy thing to recreate because you can do bad acting bad. Like if I'm pretending to do bad acting, right? I'm like, yes, oh yeah, here is your basket, my lady. You know, it's just like, that's not, it can get like annoying. You can almost get to the point where it's like, okay, that's not done well. It's genuine in Sleepaway Camp. It's genuine in Basket Case. And I think that's why it adds this level of charm to it. That is, you would think would create the opposite effect. Like, oh, bad acting sucks. I don't want to watch that. But it creates this like charm where you're like, I can't stop watching this. This is unlike anything I've ever seen because of some of the decisions they make, because of how this was directed. So it would be hard to do that, I think. And that's what I would want to see in a reboot. That's what I would want to see in a remake. And that would be really tough to recreate, I think. But maybe they could never say never. I would say never say never, but it would be difficult. It wouldn't be easy. I would love to see a remake of the movie Cube. I think they tried to, but it sucked if I'm not mistaken. So I've only ever seen the first Cube, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, who directed that? Don't recognize the director. Interesting. Vincenzo Natali. Don't know. Do not recognize this. Oh, I think this person did Splice. Yes. Okay. Yes. Splice was a really good movie. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. In the Tall Grass, something called Haunter. I'll have to watch the rest of this person's movies because these are some bangers here that I'm seeing that this person did. But yeah, I loved Cube. I think that was a lot of fun. I would love to see a new Cube movie. Those are fun. Those are really fun. Those are crazy. Like it's very similar to like Escape Room. Escape Room is very similar to Cube, but I think Cube's better. Cube is so much better. So Japanese tried to remake. Oh, there's a Japanese version of Cube. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Even like I think someone said it sucked in the chat, but I'm curious. I'm very curious now. Genuine horror is great for horror. Bad acting, images, that best horror movie. Not every horror movie has bad acting, but some of them do, and it adds a level of charm, I guess is what I was trying to say by saying in like Basket Case and Sleepaway Camp. Like there's some choices from those actors that's like, what? I don't know, but it's I love it. I enjoy it. You know, it's not a negative for sure. Vacancy is a really underrated, terrifying film. Yeah, I've seen Vacancy, I believe, a long time ago. That was the 1000. So that was one of those that I watched with my parents when I was young, and I remember it being really scary. But I haven't rewatched it as an adult, so I'll have to go back and check out that one. But I remember it. Already. Cube remake was a 4.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and they tend to be IMDb tends to be the most generous. Interesting. Okay, I'm still gonna check it out. So, are we in sync right now? You keep saying the things I'm thinking. In your head. Let's go. I love it. What's up? Man, some of you are probably sick of that clip. Some of you just want to do this to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably. Some people are just like, oh my God, with the clips, Jake. Jeez. It's annoying. In the tall grass, they did that one. I liked that one. Yeah, I enjoyed the tall grass. Thought that was fun. In a lot of weird ways, similar to Cube. And I never would have connected those two things in my mind without knowing who the director was. So there you go. Similar movies. People trapped in something and trying to figure out what it is. Great concept for a movie, nonetheless. In the Tall Grass is also based off of a Stephen King short story. So, it's Stephen King, right? Not Joe Hill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Stephen King. Yeah. So that was a fun one. I enjoyed it. Just because we haven't played this one yet. Not the Beast.
Oh no, not the Beast! Not the Beast! Ah!
And that never gets old. I've been joking about that since like high school, and here I am as an adult still laughing about it. I just spilled water all over myself. That's always fun. That's always a good time. But yes, so talking a little more about Stranger Things, just because this is very, very, very fresh on the brain. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm still trying to figure out if it's my second or third favorite season. I definitely like 3 more is what I decided watching it, but I do like where it went. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was it's one of those seasons that they definitely take it down the darker route, but still has a lot of Stranger Things elements to it that's really fun. I actually kind of enjoyed the fact that they didn't have to rely too much on like, how do I put this? Not forced meta commentary, not forced like commentary on like the 80s either. I don't know why I said meta. Forced like 80s comedy. Commentary. It wasn't too forced. Like there's moments in season 3 where it was like they talk about New Coke and it's like, hey, remember this from 1985? All the commentary or all the nostalgia vibes of season 4 are like part of the plot in some way, which I think is really well done and I really enjoyed. Like all the Nightmare on Elm Street references, which was like, for example, like Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors came out in 87. This takes place in 86. I thought it was really cool that they had a lot of reference to it within the storytelling. It wasn't too outwardly in your face about like, yeah, this is a Freddy Krueger reference. It was part of the plot. I think that was really natural and a really good way to do that. So I'm really enjoying this season. It is probably my second favorite season out of all of them. I think because of how big the story has gotten and because it doesn't feel as clunky, everything fits together in the end in this crazy sort of way. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. I really liked how they did it. Considering how big the story was, it's really tough to make a big story like that all connect. And when it does, it's so satisfying. That I typically like smaller stories more, I will admit. Like the smaller story of season 1 is nice, but I like how this has expanded it. Because otherwise, if they just kept it a small story, it's like, why were we watching all that stuff before? Everything that has happened leads up to something big in season 4. Everything, which I really like. So, would you be shocked at? Well, I'm not going to answer that, but you might get an answer if you watch the new season. So that's all I'm going to say. Not gonna say any more than that. Have you seen the original Are You Afraid of the Dark series? I have not, honestly. The E-Man. I also, Halloween 78 was in the 70s. They also had, totally, no one says evil dies tonight naturally. Talking about that. I think someone was talking about how annoying the mob chanting was in Halloween Kills. Yes, a little bit, for sure. It was definitely a bit cringe at points, for sure. I think for me, what was interesting about it is at least it was like it was something we're still talking about, right? We're still talking about it. It was a bit much, I think, for sure, but like the mob mentality thing was really cool. It's something they definitely borrowed from Halloween 4, implemented it into this series, and I think did some things that had already happened in Halloween 4, but better. I think they did a lot of things better with all that. Was that kind of annoying? Sure. But I liked the overall mob concept. I did really like that. Even if at points it was like, evil dies tonight. Okay, no one would be chanting that. Just relax, Tommy. Just chill out a little bit. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I really liked the whole mob thing. Yeah, the big thing they borrow from like Halloween 4 is like how paranoia can spread through people and how that negatively affects them in their planning. So it's cool. I liked it. I'm not going to click on that one. Do you think Halloween is at its best when it's smaller, less fast-paced, like Kills? At its best when it's smaller. I thought Kills was pretty fast-paced, but I think my thing about Halloween is now what I'm craving is definitely a smaller, slower burn with Halloween Ends. I think what I enjoyed about Halloween Kills so much was the fast pace, all the brutality. We saw Michael maybe at his most brutal, even more brutal than in Rob Zombie movies. But I really enjoyed that. But now I'm kind of going. I want to go back to how it was in 1978 with a slow burn. Give me the slow burn. Give me that slow burn with a vicious third act. That's even that. If you set it up properly, could even be crazier than Halloween Kills, depending on how you do it. I shot him 6 times! Said, would you be down for a Night of the Demons reboot? That is the one with Tom Atkins, I believe. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I greatly appreciate that. I shot him 6 times. Yeah, that's the one with Tom Atkins, right? Yeah, I know of this movie. I can't remember if I've seen it or not. Night of the Creeps, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah, this is Night of the Demons reboot. Wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. Night of the Demons! Night of the Demons. I have not seen this. I don't think so, but we're gonna check it out. Night of the Demons, 1988. Ooh, yeah, no, I have not seen this. 100% sure about that. I'll have to watch this one. I'll have to watch. It's on Peacock for free. It's on Amazon Prime for free. Bang! Nice. Let's go. It's on Pluto TV for free too. There you go. Awesome. I'll have to watch that one. But I have I remember hearing about that other one that I was talking about. Night of the Demons that I've not seen. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that one out. Sounds like a banger. Oh, still watching Tire Place. Took too long. Going back tomorrow. Cleaned a metric crap ton, though. Stoked to finally sit, relax, and still be there for the stream. Well, I hope you get all that figured out. Joe, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Would you like to see Stu Macher back in Scream 6? Not really, but like at the same time, I think it would be cool if they used his character to comment on, like, to focus a little more on horror commentary, because that's a big thing I love about Scream, that they didn't do all that much in Scream 5. Like, I liked the commentary on fandom, that was cool. But there was a lot of commentary on like Star Wars, which I thought was like, okay, I can appreciate that, but I wish they would comment on like the horror genre. There's so many weird different things happening right now that they could comment on, and they chose not to, which I thought was kind of odd. So I hope if they bring back Stu, they use him to comment on, like, just make fun of like the new Halloween franchise, at least. How you have an older version of Michael Myers and how that could be viewed as silly in a sense. I want them to comment. I think that would be fun. I think that'd be really fun. That would be cool. And it'd be like, hey, it's commented. Like, just because Scream says like, oh, slashers have gotten repetitive, there's still a lot of good 90s slashers. Like, it's not, Scream isn't saying that like the 90s horror movies sucked and all were stale, copying things from the 80s. It wasn't trying to say that. It was just trying to say like the formula needs to be changed up because we can predict everything that happens. And Scream is that mix up that we were looking for because of some of the things they implement, the comedy, the tone, and the fact that it's like you have characters who are familiar with horror movies. That's so different. We've never seen that before. And how that doesn't save them in the end. A lot of them still die even though they're so familiar with horror movies. That it's a concept that kind of makes Ghostface maybe even scarier than Jason, Leatherface, and all of them, to a certain degree. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but it's a school of thought that I would love to entertain. I think it's cool. I love the scene where Tom Atkins is watching a commercial for Halloween in Halloween 3. It almost feels like haha, no Michael, but you still came to see this Halloween movie. Regardless, I still love Halloween 3. I think it's criminally underrated and should not be called Halloween 3 season. Just call it Season of the Witch. You know what I mean? Just make it its own movie. I love that film though. It's so fun. Halloween H2O is on Pluto TV now. Nice. There you go. That's free to watch, everybody. These Tubi TV and Pluto TV, free shit. Just go check that out. Free with ads, but I am not sponsored even to say that. And I still am like, dude, go there. Free movies and shit. It's awesome. But yeah, so talking a little bit about more about Stranger Things, because it's like I said, it's on the brain. I can't stop thinking about it. It's awesome. I literally just finished it. I think my favorite thing, and this has already been revealed to us. This is no spoiler. I love how they did the Hopper plotline. I think that was maybe my favorite thing about the entire season. Like, that was just really well written. I think all around that was my favorite plot line going on. What happens with him. I'm not going to say any more than that. Like I said, not going to spoil anything for you, because obviously not everyone has seen it. It's very long, and it just came out yesterday. But I love what they did with Hopper. Like, what they did with Hopper was standout great. Loved it. 10 out of 10. Could not have written that better. My only criticism story-wise, because like I said, I think it's all wrapped up really neatly into a nice little kind of ending that will be continued in volume 2, is what they did with 11. And like I said, no spoilers here, but just wanted to say, talk about that a little more. The whole 11 thing is obviously set up for what happens at the ending, but it definitely feels unnecessary at times. Maybe they did a little, you could have done all that in one episode, I think. You probably could have done all that in one episode. They stretched it a little bit, I think. And this is a show that's not really filler filled, which I appreciated about it. And there was definitely a little bit of filler with what they did with her. You didn't have to do all of that, I don't think, to get to the point where it was going. How long will you wait until you talk about spoilers for Stranger Things? I am wondering, because I want to do a review for Stranger Things, but I was going to wait a week. Is that long enough? No, listen, if you want to talk spoilers, make a video about it. Just put a warning. Just say listen, there's I'm going to spoil it. I want to review it for those who have seen it. Come back to this video when you've seen it. You know what I'm saying? That's just, if you're going to make a video about it, just preface it with that. So you can talk spoil. I just don't want to talk about it on a live stream. I have no idea who's watching. You know what I mean? Someone could click on here and I could say 11 choked on a waffle and died in this new season. you know what I mean? They're like, oh, you spoiled that, Jake. Dang it. Come on. What? I'm sorry. That would be so disappointing. That'd be so disappointing if that happened. Oh man. Shelly, I can't answer that question because of things that happened in season 4. I really can't answer that question. I want to answer that question, but I can't. Because then it's I kind of confirm the certain fates of certain characters who, at certain points in this new season, you're like, oh, is that character gonna die? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen season 4. I can't really answer that question because then it might spoil something that you might not think is a spoiler. So. But if you know what I'm talking about, you probably know the character I'm talking about. So there you go. You have any points? I just wondered if you would wait or just dive in due to excitement. My thing about that is yes, of course I'm excited about talking about Stranger Things 4. But if you want to do a non-spoiler review, just hey, there you go. Look at this. I'm doing a live stream. I'm talking about it right now, and I'm not spoiling anything for the most part. But yeah, to me, I just don't see the point. The only reason to do a non-spoiler review is if you just really wanted to know something about it. But to me, I would just rather watch it, then go watch all I like watching all the reviews after I've seen it to see what other people take away from it. Because that's why I go to reviews. I don't go to reviews to see someone agree with me. I go to reviews to see their take on it and how they viewed this thing a certain way for whatever reason. That's what's so interesting about watching reviews to me. That's what I try to offer with my reviews, is trying to give you a viewpoint of something I want to hyper focus on one big thing. because you can do a review where you talk about literally everything, like, and review every single nitty gritty detail. But what's more interesting to me is seeing like what was the biggest that what did you take away from that new season? For me, what I would probably focus on in my review is Hopper's storyline. Like I said, I think that was really cool. I would obviously talk about the ending too. That was awesome. That stood out to me. But I wouldn't talk necessarily about like literally every nitty gritty detail. That's how I approach my reviews, because it's more interesting to just hear like, what did you think? Like overall, what was the coolest thing you took away from that? What was so exciting to you about it? So that's what I always like to hear. Yeah, I when I watch a review, I'm not looking for tell me what you thought about literally every single detail. Tell me what you thought was the coolest thing about it and expand on that. Oh, I just found that out. I clicked on the wrong thing. Shazeb, thank you for stopping by. Shazeb Malik is currently in DC. Another friend of mine who moved away and is changing the world. Is changing America right now. So congrats, Shazeb. He's killing it out there. Future president right there. Funny thing, since most of my teachers did not come yesterday, we watched all of season 4 in school. What? No, you watched it in school, like with your buddies, I'm assuming? There's no way the teachers just put that on. Like, it's easily the most horrifying season, I think, for sure. It's with the imagery and all that. So I'm assuming you were watching this with buddies if you're in high school, because wow, that'd be nuts if the teachers just let that on. That'd be crazy. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think, like I said, second favorite season probably, but I'll stop talking about it for those people who are just like, okay, well, fuck this guy. I don't want him to talk about it anymore. I want to go watch it first. God, jeez. But yeah, I did enjoy it. Second favorite season probably. Biggest story yet in the Stranger Things universe. So that's all I'll say. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's shift the conversation now to a very hot topic. Probably the next thing that's coming out that I want. Well, you know what? Let's talk about this real quick, because I see a new comment from me. Heed Shot, welcome. What do you think about the lost opening to Halloween 5, the Dr. Death one? I think it makes the movie better, in my opinion. The third trilogy gets better with it, and it's cool, and the death is awesome. I don't believe I've seen this. I've heard of it before, and to me, I just don't know if there's anything that fixes Halloween 5, but I don't know. Honestly, like, even though Resurrection's a disaster, at least there's points of it that are enjoyable. I can't even sit through Halloween 5. I mean, there is just nothing going on in that movie. It's all just a bunch of like crap after crap of things that they try to, there's like a whole subplot thing that tries to make it all make sense, and it's like, it's pointless. I just don't care I really just don't enjoy Halloween 5. I don't know. There's nothing about it that I feel like could save that movie. But I don't know. That's just maybe that's my very cynical take on it, though. Maybe you feel differently. I think even not even knowing what this is, like, I'm sure this is something that's probably really cool, and there's probably an argument to be made about this Dr. Death scene. I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on that. But to me, it would take a lot to fix that movie. So it would take a lot to fix that movie. You'd have to rearrange a lot of things. Might as well just start over. Is how I feel about it. What else we got? First Halloween movie you saw in theaters? Well, I was definitely too young to to see any of the movies from like the late 90s or the Rob Zombie movies. I saw Halloween 2018 in the theaters first. And I really enjoyed it. That was honestly, I had seen the original, and I had seen maybe Halloween 2. Yeah, I believe it was Halloween 2. I had seen those two movies. I watched Halloween 2018 in the theaters, and I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome." So then I went back and watched all of them. And yeah, I think they're all very enjoyable. I think all of them besides 5 bring something that's at least enjoyable to the table. Even I hate to say this, but even Resurrection is at least like, okay, there's some cool moments at least, but the storyline of that one is just wow. Is something crazy, man. I don't know. Halloween H2O is the true ending, says Extron Gaming. Yeah, I'm hoping they do something along those lines with ends, where it's like we get like a truer ending. We see a new and more positive future for Laurie Strode, what she's been up to. Hopefully something good. She deserves something positive, man. Especially after all the torture she's been through in the last 2 films. Well, last 3 films, I guess. But let's see. I'm excited to see what they do with Halloween Ends. I hope it's a little H2OE, if that makes any sense. I hope it's a little bit of that and not so much Resurrection-y. So we'll just have to see. Really like Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. I enjoy it. I think the beginning is way too damn long, but the brutality is awesome. Like the kills are sweet. I actually kind of like Michael being like a bigger dude, you know? I kind of like that too. I think it's fun. I enjoy it. Should we do a mini series on Sydney's mother in the upcoming of her death in Scream 1? I would love to see that if they decide to expand on the first movie, because I like to call this prequel syndrome, where you kind of just make a prequel to make a prequel, and then it doesn't really add anything to the story. And it's really not easy to make a prequel. It's really not an easy thing to do, because what you have to do with a prequel to make it a good one is you have to do something that makes you go back and watch that first movie in a whole different light. It's like, oh, if this is canon, this makes this scene, you would think about this scene completely differently. That's the best way to make a prequel. I don't think there's any other way to make a prequel besides that. If you just make a prequel to show some kind of story that you saw happen before, it's kind of pointless is how I see it. What's the point of even doing that? If you're going to make a prequel and you're going to talk about like Maureen Prescott, what happened to her with all that, make us think about that first movie in a whole different light, or the whole original trilogy. That would be awesome. I would be so down for that if they like kind of twisted everything we already know. They've done that before in Scream 3. Like they twisted it and it was like, oh, this actually happened. This was what was going on. Let's twist it again, is what I say. If you're going to make a prequel, go that route. Have a good idea of what that twist is. So, what's your rating out of 10 on the OG Halloween? Probably a 10 out of 10. For what it is, I think it's a masterpiece. But, you know, like I said, there are some things that, like, modern movies do better. I talked about this earlier in the live stream, that older slasher films don't do as well. So because of that, that definitely changes my perspective on it. But because of the time period it came out, because of what the tools and ideas going around directors and writers' heads at the time, I think it's a 10 out of 10 for that reason, for sure. It's kind of it's almost unfair to compare it to new movies for that reason. So, Cloud with an X in it. I really love your Nope videos, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hopefully I'll have another one here soon if that second trailer comes out. But listen, Monkey Paw Productions was just like, hey, listen, second trailer. You better keep your eyes out for that one. Look out for it. And I'm just like, where is it? I want to see it. Let's go. Let's see this thing. I'm excited. So one thing I will say is, like, I hope they give us like maybe a little bit of, there's a part of me that wants them to give us something. There's a part of me that wants them to just not give us anything, because I really want to see, I really want to be shocked and surprised by this movie. I have already had people try to send me spoilers, which I clicked off of immediately after I read, things that happened in Nope 2022. So avoid any and all of those. Friends, don't be looking at spoilers. Just go in blind to this movie and be shocked by it. It'll affect how you like the movie or not. So trust me on this. Trust me. Go into it blind. Go into any Jordan Peele movie blind. What does everyone think about Valentine 2001? I really like Valentine 2001. I think really great twist, which you literally just put in the chat as I said that. That's crazy. What a twist at the end, Carrie, huh? Yes. Oh, you want to talk about a good twist, man? I didn't see that one coming, honestly. That was like, wow, okay, you totally got me. Cool, nice. So I really enjoy that. Of all the Scream copycat films, that's possibly my favorite. Like Urban Legend, Valentine. Those are my two favorites that were like definitely in the wake of Scream, like opening up this whole new subgenre of films. So those are my two favorites for sure. Thoughts on the Scream TV series? Kenny, I'll say this. I think it's, for what it is, I think it's cool. Between seasons 1 and 2, you do something really original that we never saw in the movies, which I thought was awesome. That makes it stand out to me. But besides that, I would honestly put all 3 of the seasons below all 5 of the movies. I think it's good. It's fine. But the characters are just, they're TV characters compared to really well-written movie characters. It's just not an easy thing to accomplish, to make a season of television better than a movie that it was based off of, I think. So it's good. It's enjoyable. I would recommend it. Like, go check it out. But it's not like, don't expect the greatest Scream thing ever, because it's really not. It's okay. It's okay. It's enjoyable. Watch it. Check it out. At least the first 2 seasons. Really, I think they're really some really fun TV. So I love the ending and what happened. Season 2 is definitely my favorite too. Season 2 is easily my favorite season of it. I love everything they do in season 2. But like I said, characters are just okay. Ooh, my hand just fell off. It scared me. Always watch a horror movie after the live stream if you're watching me, Craven, or Knight. Nice. That's good, man. That's why we do it. You know, it's let's hype you up for a horror movie. Let's get excited. It's stuff to get excited about, man. I mean, like before I watch a movie, I'll watch like something like this. Like I'll go out and watch somebody talking about it or like the behind the scenes, something to get me hyped up about the movie and then like go watch it. You just enjoy, like, why would you want to watch something and not enjoy it? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. If you're going to go into something, go into it with a positive attitude. Go into it thinking positively about it. I feel like when you read spoilers, I feel like when you read something about it, you already have this mental image in your mind about like how something's supposed to look. And if it doesn't, then if it doesn't look that way, you're going to think negatively about it. So don't do that to yourself. Don't spoil things before you see it, because then no matter what it is, it's not going to be as good as what your head imagined for you. So. Flash Skywalker 13, welcome to the chat. Oh yay, an infamous Jorbius live stream. It's Jorbin time. Yes, if you have not heard the announcements, I'm changing my name from KillJoy Jake to Jorbius because I saw the film Morbius and it changed my life. It's the greatest it's the greatest film ever made. I don't think anything tops it. So I will start all of my videos now saying it's Jorbin time, just like the classic line from the movie Morbius. That's definitely in there. 100%. And every day I will review Morbius. That's it. That's all my content's going to be from now on. So thanks for helping me with that announcement, Flash Skywalker 13. I appreciate it. That's so dumb. What's going on? Heat Shot. What's up? What's your opinion on the Wrong Turn franchise? I like parts 1, 2, and 4, and the prequel duology is underrated. Part 4 is really gory. I couldn't agree more about part 4, my guy. Part 4 is incredibly underrated. I love that movie. I love, like, snow set slashers are just, even if they suck, I love them. Like, there's just something about it, like the aesthetic of it in the snow. It's great. I love it. I don't know. I think that movie's great. Super gory, super bloody. The kills are amazing. It's a little mean-spirited, but do I care? No. In 5, yes, I do. I think the 5th movie is super mean-spirited. Goes a little off the rails with that, personally, and kind of ruins the tone of it. But 4, I think, kind of nails it. I really enjoy 4. That's probably the one that I find the most fun, honestly. Like, I like 1 and 2 are really good. The remake's great. The remake's probably, like, the remake is probably the best script out of all of them, for sure. I think that's kind of hard to argue, but I really enjoy 1, 2, and 4, honestly, yeah. Like, 1, 2, 4, the remake. That's what you need to watch of the Wrong Turn series, I think, so. 3 is basically a porno. 2, you don't need to watch 3. 5's a bit mean-spirited. You watch it for Doug Bradley, that's awesome. 6 is a mess. The remake's really fun. That's my quick review of the Wrong Turn franchise. So, which one is part 4? That's the one in the snow. That's a prequel. Yeah, that one's a prequel, I believe. Yes, if I remember correctly. That's why we need a snowy Friday the 13th. Thank God, at least we have Never Hike in the Snow, which is fantastic. Oh, love Womp Stomp, man. They're amazing. Womp Stomp Films, if you don't know, makes a bunch of Friday the 13th fan films. They have Never Hike in the Snow 2 coming sometime, or Never Hike Alone 2 coming sometime soon. I just love everything they do. They are just fantastic in everything they make. I can't wait to see this next thing, man. So go check out all their Friday the 13th fan films. All really good. Watch the Ghost Cut if you just want to watch like all of them cut into this like perfect little movie. So it's cool. It's really cool. I love it. I think it's really enjoyable. It's called Bloody Beginnings. Yes, I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I gotta rewatch the Wrong Turn remake, man. Yeah, Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Nice. But like I was saying, like Wrong Turn 2021 was directed by Mike P. Nelson. Wow, words are hard, man. Mike P. Nelson directed it, who did the first one. Same guy that wrote Halloween 4 too, which is weird. Matthew Modine from Stranger Things is in it, so it's perfectly on topic. There we go. I love it. I think the Wrong Turn remake's fantastic. Has one of the coolest ending shots in any of these movies for sure. So if you guys have not seen that, I recommend it. It's not the same concept at all as the other Wrong Turn movies. So if you're expecting that, you might be disappointed, but I think for what it is, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. The Wrong Turn franchise now kind of took the same direction that the new Paranormal Activity movie took, which is interesting because they're both the 7th movie in their franchise. They basically have the name of whatever franchise they're in, but they're completely wildly different concepts. similar concepts, but not the same. So, like, for example, Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, Paranormal Activity 7, is not your typical movie. It's basically a 90-minute VHS skit, and I liked it for that. I think that it was cool for what it is. But if you're expecting a Paranormal Activity movie, you're going to be disappointed. Same thing with Wrong Turn 2021, and it even makes a self-referential joke about that in the film, which I think is cool. They make fun of the cannibals and all that. So, for what it is, I think the 2021 movie is really fun and really cool, but you'll be disappointed if you're expecting a Wrong Turn movie. It's not, that's not what it is. It's just not what it is. The kills are great. The kills are all very horrific and messed up. So if you're looking for that, if you're looking for brutality, if that's what you liked from Wrong Turn, you will like the remake. If you're looking for what those movies were, just like simple slashers with a very simple concept, I would say, you're probably going to be disappointed by the remake. Always look out for barbed wire, Jake. You know what scene I'm talking about in Wrong Turn 4. I'll never forget that scene. that was a good one, man. But my favorite thing about Wrong Turn 4, though, is the ending. I'm a sucker for endings like that. That's all I'm gonna say. Go watch it. Go watch it. It's fun. I love me a good. I love me a good. Oh my God, that just happened. Ending. So, original Wrong Turn was a banger. Yeah, the first one's great. I think the first one's really fun. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't own any of those movies, too. There's got to be a box set. You know, there's got to be a box set of all those movies. I'll have to look into that sometime in the near future. Oh, yes. But yeah, so we've been talking about Halloween, we've been talking about Stranger Things. Let's talk a little bit about Scream, because we never talk about that on this page. No, I kid, of course. But with Scream 6, with this casting rumor, I'm gonna do a video on this probably for tomorrow, if I have time, because I just remembered I gotta wake up super early tomorrow morning, because I'm hanging out with my buddy who's going to Boston, so I gotta wake up super early tomorrow. So I don't know how much time. Oh, it's only 5 o'clock actually. I got some time, so hopefully I'll be able to put out 2 videos for y'all tomorrow. But I want to talk about this rumor that's going on about, like, oh, they're not even gonna announce the cast until they're done filming, which is really interesting to me. I don't know what the point of that would be. Like, I don't see the point, and maybe because of like less time to speculate, I guess. I really don't think that is going to deter from the speculating or figuring out who the killer is going to be. But to me, actually, it does quite the opposite. I think if you don't want to tell us the cast, you have a reason for doing that. And are you basically trying to cover up what you did with Scream 5? So in Scream 5, they have Mikey Madison, right, come onto the cast, and you could probably have guessed she was the killer. Like, there was definitely some, even from the beginning, like the first time we had that announcement of the cast members, Mikey Madison was already like in people's suspicions because of her role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There's been this rumor that the guy who plays Jeffrey Dahmer in My Friend Dahmer might be a part of the cast. So, like, are they not telling us the cast list because they don't want us to do research on the people who are going to be in this film? Like, for example, let's say Ross Lynch was his name, I believe. Let's say he's in the film. If you don't announce the cast to us at this point, you're basically telling us, like, oh yeah, Ross Lynch is totally going to be the killer because he played a killer in the past. You're just doing kind of the similar thing you did in the past. You're finding someone who plays a killer really well and implementing them into your movie. So I think the best case scenario is just to follow the usual pattern. Just, hey, here's the cast list. If you're going to take that route, yeah, just don't make it suspicious. You're making it suspicious if you're not going to give us the cast list until afterwards, because you have no reason not to give us the new cast list afterwards unless you're doing something like that. There is literally no reason not to announce it now if that's the case. So if Ross Lynch is in this, I guess what I'm trying to say then is that if Ross Lynch is in this movie, I would bet any money that he's the killer. Or if they hire somebody on who has played a killer famously in a very successful movie in the past that everyone was like, hey, that guy was really good as this character who was a killer. That's probably going to be the case if they don't end up giving us the cast list of the new characters until after the thing is filmed. That's going to be really weird and really suspicious. So I hope they don't go that route. I really hope they don't. I really hope. That's something I've been wanting to talk about with all those rumors going on. That's kind of why I want to make the video, because I feel like if I just talked about rumors in a video, it'd be kind of wasting your guys' time. I don't want to waste your guys' time with my content. I want it to be something more than that. I want to offer a little more than just like, hey, this is a rumor going around in my video. Like, That's just not like that. That's basically kind of that's one step away from spreading fake news is how I feel about that. So if I'm going to talk about a rumor, I'm going to make sure everyone realizes, yeah, that's a rumor, but then also offer something else, offer a different viewpoint on what if they were to do this, why that wouldn't be a good idea, why that would be a good idea. That's what I try to do with my videos. I hope everyone enjoys that. If I do talk about rumors, I'm trying not to talk about them as much, but yeah, that's just how I feel about it. Corey is in the house. What's up, Corey? Welcome. Hope you're all well. Corey is from Winnipeg. He has told me multiple times. So welcome to the stream, Corey. Welcome. Oh, Jasa is in the stream too. I'm late, but what did you think of Stranger Things 4? Welcome, Joss. We've gone back and forth a few times on Stranger Things, and I absolutely loved this new season. Not my favorite. I will say not my favorite season. Probably like second favorite. 3 is still my favorite. 3 is still number 1 in my heart. But I really enjoyed it. Thought it was fun. I think it's it's not perfect, but I think the way it ended was, and obviously, there's more to come. The way it ended was awesome. I think the way it ended was awesome. There's obviously a big missed opportunity, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity, but regardless, I'm very happy with what they ended up doing with Vecna specifically. I really, really think that was cool. That was excellent writing. Caught me by surprise. That was good. That was cool. I wish they had gone a different route with it, of course, but I did still enjoy it. I thought it was cool. Finishing episode 7. Yeah, enjoy. Get that. That's the best episode, I think, for sure. Episode 7 was awesome. I can't wait for volume 2. This season was like, there's a lot of setup. They had to set up a lot of things, but then we got a big reveal at the end. I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait. That Coke is like messing me up. Coca-Cola, not the drug. Don't worry. Off to work now. Take care, everyone, and I hope everyone has a great day. Well, thank you, Conrad. Thank you for stopping by the stream at 5 o'clock. Is this a weird time to do streams? I think not. I'm having a blast. So, thank you for stopping by, and have a great day at work. I hope it doesn't suck. Do you think there's a scene in a horror movie with more tension than that shower scene? I mean, yeah. I've definitely felt more in suspense depending on different ways to set things up, but that's personal preference. You know what I mean? That's really personal preference depending on how and what scares you. You know what I mean? How something scares you, what scares you. I think there have been scarier scenes for me, depending on that. Also, that comes down to mindset too. I think that's something a lot of people don't talk about with horror movies. There are things that were horrifying back in the day to people that might not be as horrifying nowadays. The whole pod people concept was probably something really touchy and something not a lot of people enjoyed back in when that came out, 60s, 50s, 70s. In that time period, I can't honestly remember when the original came out, but I know the one remake is in the 70s of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Think about how scary that was to people who were basically grew up hiding in bomb shelters and hiding from the commies and all that concept. That's a scary thing for people from the past that maybe isn't as scary for someone today. I think it's still a very relatable horror movie that I really enjoy, but time period and social commentary is really important for horror films. You can derive a lot of horror from that, depending on what you're talking about, depending on the certain way you view it and all that. So that it all comes down to what scares you, and that's why some people view some horror movies as being terrifying and others kind of silly. I think Hereditary is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So I've had people tell me they were bored throughout that entire movie. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think that's one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life because of how upsetting it is, and that ending is awesome. But everyone views things differently. Everyone experiences things differently. You just kind of got to set it up the way of, if you're making a movie, you got to just set it up in a way that would scare you. What scares you? Implement that into a movie, and it will scare others. So not everybody. You're not going to scare everybody, but that's how it goes. That's just how it goes. What's up, Tatum Riley, Heather? Hello. Welcome to the chat. We're talking about how to scare people. We're talking about Scream 6. We're talking about Stranger Things Season 4. And we ain't spoiling it. Don't worry. We're just talking a little bit about it. I wish I could watch the full stab film in Scream 2. I do too. I would love to watch it. I hope it sucks too. That'd be hilarious. What else do we get? What else do we got here? If I find tension in the shower scene because of the invasion of privacy and the psychological terror of it. Yeah, and it's a terrifying sequence. For me, like I said, there's definitely scenes that have terrified me more. I think one of the movies that horrifies me the absolute most is the Evil Dead remake. Like, that's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Like, top 10 scariest movies, that's on the list for me. Psycho probably wouldn't be, but I think because of how they set certain things up, it's very scary and really well done. It's definitely one of those early classics that needs to be talked about more. But I think like I said earlier, I think some modern films do things better than older films. It's not. I'm not saying like modern movies are better than every single old movie, because that's just not the truth. But there's things we can do today that we couldn't do back then, that were like too taboo. That was like, oh, that's crossing the line. So I guess the line continuously changes depending on the generation, depending on what's going on in the world and all that. That's how you play fear really well. And that's whenever I get the comment of like, well, we don't need social commentary in horror movies. You know, like older horror movies didn't have that. First of all, you're wrong, because like older horror movies, all the big ones actually that I can think of off the top of my head had some kind of social commentary in them. So if you feel that way, you need to go back and watch your favorite movie again, because there's like Black Christmas has so many feminist vibes in it, and so many, like, people constantly cite that film as being just a great slasher movie with no social commentary, and it's like, you need to rewatch that movie, dude. What are you talking about? So I think social commentary is great for creating more horror from the real world and like implementing that into your horror film. How do you make something scary? Talk about real world horrors, man. Like, listen, a guy walking around in like in a meat costume and all that, and he's like got flesh falling off of his face, is awesome body horror. But if you can scare me with something that can really happen to me too, that's terrifying. That's something that's also really terrifying too. There's, like I said, there's not one single way to scare people. There's not a best way to do it. Do it in a way that scares you, and it will scare other people for sure. I guess the point I was trying to make with that though is like, logically there are ways to scare more people. Like, there's a logical way to scare more people than less. Like, there's definitely some ways to scare people, like with social commentary, that is definitely more effective than like a big old nasty meat monster. But it all depends on what you want in your film, what scares you. Implement that into the movie. Don't try to just look at something and be like, well, logically that would scare more people. No, no, don't do that. Go with what scares you. Go with something you like implementing into your movie, and then go for it. See what happens. So, I shot him 6 times with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, my dude. What would you want the killer's motive to be in 6? Well, listen, I know I've already kind of talked about this tonight, but this is what I would love to see in 6. Something that, first of all, is not anything we've seen from 1 through 5. So motives in 1 through 3 can all boil down to revenge against Sidney Prescott for something. So there you go. Motives in 1 through 3. 4, we have Jill trying to get her fame, like trying to be famous, trying to steal Sidney Prescott's fame. I want that. I want to be the victim, you know, that everyone cares about, and I can write books and all that, whatever. And her logic is very flawed, and I think that's what's great about Jill, is she's so evil and she's so hell-bent on doing a certain thing that's so messed up. I love it. I think Jill's one of my favorite killers for that reason. The Jiller killer, as I talk about on this page, as she runs into a... But then you also have in Scream 5 a similar motive, but very different. It's not so much selfish as Jill's motive. It's still selfish, but not as much as Jill. It's almost it's like a less confident motive about what you can do, which is interesting. And I actually kind of like the Scream 4 motive a little more for that reason. What I like about Scream 5's motive is the commentary itself. That's kind of where we get a lot of the commentary in Scream 5 on like just genre films in general. That's pretty cool, and like toxic fandom and all that. I liked all that. That was cool. We get that with the motive too. I think that was enjoyable with Scream 5. But with 6, I want something that has nothing to do with anything in the past. Nothing from don't bring back stuff from the past just to have it be a big thing in your new movie, because people would be down for that. But I think what would be great in this next film is have a Ghostface killer who wants to end all Ghostface killings. I think this is my theory. That's something different. We haven't seen this before. Let's have a Ghostface who wants to go after all the survivors, take them all out, kill them, purposefully for the reason of just ending all the Ghostface massacres. This Ghostface wants to be the last Ghostface. Now that logic is flawed because it's like you have this character who wants to end all the Ghostface killings by becoming a Ghostface killer. So that is pretty messed up. But I think it'll be interesting. I would love to see something like that play out on screen. It would be awesome. Holy crap! I don't know what DKK is, but Memo Boy, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Hi, new here, all the way from Denmark. Well, welcome to the KillJoy Jake stream, or welcome to Fate Decided stream. That's who I am. How was Amber? Came alive after she got shot by Gale. Did she have a vest under her sweater? Well, that's a good question. You know, I feel like she did have a bulletproof vest earlier on in the movie technically. So maybe actually that's a good point. She might have, but actually she didn't because she was just wearing the shirt. So my thing I would say about that is it's probably the reason they did that. The reason they had her come back to life was once to show off the awesome makeup effects that they put on her face and her like the melting skin and all that. It was awesome. Loved that. And also like the killers always have that one moment in the horror film where they come back for one last scare before they get shot in the head and killed or whatever. Like what happened to Amber, just like what happened with Billy Loomis at the end of Scream. That's probably why they did that. Does it make a whole lot of sense factually? No, but I don't know if we can judge horror movies that way because it's like, that was still a really fun scene. I would have been sad if they decided to remove that. Like, what if that was a deleted scene? Also, think about Tara's line afterwards where she's like, I still prefer the Babadook. Like, yes, let's go. That was awesome. That was freaking sweet. I love that. So that's my thing. I really thought that was cool. I enjoyed that scene. Are we gonna do something again like that in the next movie? I don't know. I guess that's what we were just talking about though. But welcome all the way from Denmark, Memo Boy. Thank you so much again for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Hello, son. KillJoy Jake Jr. Hello, welcome. Welcome, my child. Oh my God. Last House on the Left definitely had social commentary. Yes, it was meant to hit you hard. That's why it will always be controversial. It hits so like the commentary in that movie hits so hard. I almost don't even like it because it's like it's too much. It's almost like too much for me to watch. It's I don't. It's almost like to the point where I don't even like that film. Where it's like it's too much for me. I don't even like watching that. But yeah, definitely a messed up movie. If you want something that's gonna really fuck you up, there you go. I hope it won't be Richie's mom, says Bailey Hart. That would just be meh. Wouldn't it if we go in there and it's like it's some killer and it's just like Richie's mother. Like I'm gonna be like, dude, what are they doing, man? That would be the most most predictable thing ever. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see that. Don't give me Richie's mother. Don't give me Billy Loomis's long lost second cousin, third removed. Don't give me I don't know. We don't need anything for we don't need anything from the past coming back anymore. We've done that enough times in the Scream franchise. You know what I mean? Let's do something else. Billy's dog. Okay, you know what? I'll be okay with this if we have an Altieri come back. And we have them in one scene where they just go, "Oh, Sam, you must be Billy's daughter." If that happened randomly in the movie, I don't even think I could complain. I don't even think I could. I really couldn't. That would just be hilarious. Last House was based on a foreign drama, and most folks don't know that. Go watch Virgin Spring and introduce your eyeballs to Ingmar Bergman. I've definitely heard that name before, but have I watched any of their films? No, unfortunately not. Master Chaos always has some really good movie recommendations, though, so make sure to check that out. So this movie was called, I already forgot what you said it was called. Virgin Spring. Interesting. Virgin Spring. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. We've been talking a lot about older movies tonight, which I think is interesting. And here's a lot of older movies. I'll have to check that one out. Master Chaos. Thank you for stopping by the stream, by the way. Go subscribe to Master Chaos, by the way. So there you go. Oh no, it's the bigger KillJoy Jake. KillJoy Jake, sir. Hello, sons. Hello, Dad. Using a picture of me on set of of the original Red Right Hand. Interesting. Wonder where y'all are getting those pictures. It's funny. Do you think making a person with mental illness the villain in horror is a bad thing? Yes, and I've talked about this a lot, about how with Sam, I just feel like it's a little distasteful, and we've seen that happen so many times in horror, where it's like, oh, it's a character with a random mental illness, and now they're the villain because of it. Like, I don't want to watch a movie that villainizes people with mental illnesses. That's just not truthful to what actually occurs when you have something like that, unfortunately. I have so many friends in my life who do have like a mental illness. It's just the way they portray it in older movies is so unfair and so not truthful. So I don't think making Sam the killer in Scream 6 would be anything interesting, anything original either. Besides the fact that I think it's distasteful, it also just wouldn't be original. I think if you want to make this original with Sam's character, who clearly suffers from some kind of mental illness, you gotta make her the good guy. That's something we rarely do because it's such an easy thing to write. If you're like, oh, they have a mental illness, that's why they're the killer. Anyone can write that. That's not original. That's not inventive. Do something different with it. Make her the good guy. That'd be great. Show me the struggle. Show me the realistic struggle of dealing with something like that. But then flip it on its head. Do it how we've never seen it before in the movies specifically. So. And Nowak, yes, you are kind of right about this. Like, majority of killers do, but it's always portrayed incorrectly. That's my problem with it. They'll say something like, oh, this character has schizophrenia, and that's why they just act all crazy and kill people. That's not what schizophrenia does. That's completely inaccurate. Not every single person who has schizophrenia is a psychopathic killer. You know what I mean? That's my problem with mental illness and how it's been represented in horror films. It's just incorrect. And to me, that shows laziness. That shows laziness in your writing. Do it right. Do it right. Portray it correctly. And if you really want to break boundaries, if you really want to break the mold of things and make your idea stand out that otherwise would be familiar, do it differently. I can't stress that enough. Do it differently. So that's what I say. Master Chaos, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. Bouncing to edit the new film. Peace out. Yes, Master Chaos just filmed an entire film in like 7 days, which was awesome. I can't even imagine the amount of effort that went into that thing. That's amazing. So congrats to you, good sir. Thank you for stopping by the stream. Thank you. Go subscribe to Master Chaos's channel, by the way. So good stuff. Headless Horseman. Yes. Yes. 100%. Yeah, stop glorifying villains with mental illness. Yeah, I agree, Angie. I just think that would be so interesting with Sam's character, opposed to making her the killer. That's not interesting to me. I've seen that before in movies, and I've been like, okay, well, this doesn't make any. That's not accurate. You know what I mean? That's all I can think about when you do something like that, and it's distasteful. It's just not in the right ballpark. I like some messed up things happening in my horror movies, you know, but like, get your facts straight. Like, it just comes off as lazy writing to me, I guess. More than anything. So, but yeah, I hope they don't. Corey makes a good point here. I hope they don't sell out in Scream 6. Yeah, I hope not either. I don't think Radio Silence will. I really don't think that'll be the case. I love Radio Silence's past films. They do a lot of really inventive things with some of their past films that I enjoy. They faced controversy for films like Devil's Due, for having a found footage movie where it never really explains why they're filming the entire time. It's something that was heavily criticized about that film. A lot of people didn't understand it, but I appreciate it because the reason they use found footage is for style. Radio Silence kind of invented that whole idea, is just to use found footage for the style of it, to create scares, to create really messed up images, and only show you what the characters are seeing, opposed to like everything like a regular film would. So that to me is interesting. And I enjoy that. Like, I guess it's not like why they're filming isn't answered, but I guess the question that isn't answered is who compiled all of this footage together? How was someone able to access all of this and show it to people? That's the idea of found footage, right? But this movie doesn't really answer that question. And I appreciate Devil's Due for that reason. I think it's cool. I think it's really interesting. It's very stylistic. Radio Silence breaking molds with that film. I guess that's why with Scream 5, I wasn't so pissed off about Dewey's death, because I knew it was going somewhere. Radio Silence breaks molds with their films. They don't like do the same old. They do things very differently. Look at Ready or Not. That breaks a lot of molds. It breaks the typical structure of a typical slasher in many different ways, implementing some really cool backstory on what's going on, why it's happening. And I think it's great. I love it. With Scream 5, I guess where I'm going with this, why I wasn't so pissed off about Dewey's death though, is because I know it's going somewhere. I know they're setting it up for another movie. They're setting it up for something in the future that is going to change something about the plot. That's going to be effective in some sort of way. It wasn't just for shock value. Just like with everything else they do. They do it, they try to have it be a certain way, so. I mean, don't they try to study the mental capacity of every major psycho killer in the real world that they capture alive? So there is some level of truth to the mental illness killers. You're still not hearing what I'm saying, though. Like, there are multiple times in movies. Insidious 2 is probably the most recent example of it, where it's like, it's portraying something about a character that's like a mental illness, a sensitive subject, something along those lines that's not portrayed correctly. That's not portrayed how people who have these things actually are. And that to me is what I don't like about the fact that like the majority of movies that deal with a character who has mental illness, that character is typically a villain, that character is typically a killer, something along those lines. That's my problem with it. And if they want to take it in a whole different direction, make that character the good guy, because we really don't see that too often in movies, which is unfortunate, because there's a lot of people who suffer from like a mental illness that are totally normal people, and it's totally fine. It's nothing crazy. What that does, if you have an antagonist if you make the majority of all your antagonists in different movies with mental illnesses, and you're going to associate with that in real life, and that to me is unfortunate. And I don't really care. I don't really care for that. I think that sucks for real life people who suffer from that. So. Would it be too much to have two motives instead of just one? So maybe, I mean, you know, in a way, I guess a lot of the other movies have kind of done this, where it's like the two killers kind of are in it for different reasons. I think Billy and Stu were kind of in it for the same reason. But like definitely Stu was like peer pressured, so it wasn't exactly the right thing. But to expand upon this, have two different motives, maybe have two killers who weren't working together so that you could really justify the two motives. That could be cool. You'd have to have two killers at the same time, which I think would be hard to write. Trust me, I know from experience, but if they executed it correctly, that could be really cool. I'd be down to see that. So, yeah, like my point exactly. There we go. It'd be hard to try to have Ghostface a good guy and try to off our survivors. Well, I guess that's kind of what I was talking about with my motive idea about a Ghostface who wants to end all other ghost faces. Is this would be a character who's like, well, listen, we're sacrificing a few, like how they view it in their mind is we're sacrificing a few people. Sidney, like for example, Sidney Prescott, Gail Weathers, the Carpenter sisters, the Meeks twins. We got to kill all of them. And then no more Ghostface killers will go out and kill people, because it just keeps happening is the idea. So that to me would be cool. I think that would be cool if like that was the motive, because it's almost like they're not a good guy. They think they're the good guy, but they're really the villain. And that's what would be scary about it. That's what would be cool. The scariest villains are the villains who think they're the good guys, in my opinion. That would be a really scary new angle to take it. I think that would be sweet. So. Flash has all the class and all the worldly mass. Yes, Flash does. Flash made me a absolutely wonderful painting, which I'm going to show off here. Oh, if I can scoot back enough. I'm pulling it. I don't care if this breaks my whole set. It probably is, but that's okay. Look at this. Look at it. Look at that. That's so cool. Instead of having friends, I have horror movies. And I don't even know if I showed you guys the back or not, but it says, Hail Ratma. Don't forget to kill it out there. Like that's awesome. That's really well done. I love that. One of my favorite things. I love it. Thank you so much, Flash. I appreciate that. Memo Boy, thank you so much for another 45 DKK. I don't know what that means, but it's all good. What do you think Angelina's motive is? If she was the second Ghostface, she might be obsessed with Sydney and wanted to be her like the bathroom scene. I'm assuming you're meaning like because they say bitch in the bathroom scene. Yeah, maybe. I like the idea of her being obsessed with Sydney though. That could be cool. That would be interesting. I think that's sick. It's never really explained, which I think is upsetting, and I think that's done on purpose because of, well, unfortunately, the studio did not want Angelina to be the second killer. Wes Craven did. Here we are. So. What that could have been anything. I really do like the idea of maybe she's obsessed with Sydney. Maybe she's obsessed with Roman. Maybe she's like, she just wants to do whatever he says. You know what I mean? Like she's like, oh, you're the director of films and all that. That's so cool. like almost like oh God, what is her name from Saw? I cannot remember the girl's name from Saw. Yes, yes, that character from Saw. Think that character whose name I cannot remember at the moment, but once I pulled this up and I remember her name, Amanda Young. There we go. That is such an easy name to remember, and I forgot it. But Amanda Young, think about her. She's obsessed with John Kramer, even after she had all that crap happen to her by John Kramer. She's obsessed with the guy. She thinks about him a certain way, almost like a deity. So that could be kind of cool if Angelina was maybe in the same headspace as Amanda. So that would be cool. So, in that case, I just got an email from DoorDash saying your order is on the way. Interesting. I think someone's using my DoorDash to get food. Or maybe DoorDash was just like, "Hey Jake, you know what? Listen, you needed some Taco Bell on your stream, all right? So we're getting it to you. We're going to get you your Taco Bell." So, but yes, one more time, just wanted to show this off. Flash, thank you so much. This is awesome. One of my favorite set pieces. So I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna put this back on my set real quick. But yes, very awesome stuff. Y'all get to see my amazing sweatpants. So there we go. Look at that. Look at me go. Oh, bam. Good stuff. Oh yeah. Was that character Rory just a rumored character in Scream 6? There isn't much talk about him anymore. Yes, Angie, he was. And this was, once again, another thing that's unfortunately gotten obscured by people making videos on rumors and all that. I just, like I said, I'm trying to stop doing that because I don't know, man. I just feel like if you report on rumors, a lot of people, no matter what you say at the beginning of the video, people are going to take it as truth. And that's why I'm kind of like, I'm just going to report on news, put out some theories, and I'm really not going to talk about theories unless I have something really interesting to say about it, which with this new rumor going around now about the cast list, I feel like I have an interesting point. So I will make a video on that, but I'm not going to make a video on every rumor like I have in the past. I'm starting to realize like people, no matter what you say, just will take it literally. And it's like, well, dang it. You probably heard me say in my videos before. It's like, oh, hey, but hey, just remember, this is all just a rumor. I hate when people leave me a comment and say, "Oh yeah, this is definitely for sure happening." I really do. It makes me upset when I see comments like that because it's like, okay, well, you clearly didn't listen to anything I said, and you just were like, "Oh yeah, this cool, that's happening." And then someone goes off and says, "KillJoy Jake said this was happening for sure," and then it's like, "No, I did. I swear I did do that. I did do that." So I'm kind of getting away from the rumor videos. Is how I feel about it. So your sweatpants look so cozy. They are very cozy. It's 100% happening. Rumor has it. Yes, like that's my thing. I always try, like all the videos I talk about rumors. I'm always like, well, listen, this is just a rumor. Just want to preface it with that, just speculation. But then you still have people saying like, oh yeah, that's for happening. And the Rory thing got totally taken out of context. So that was clearly from. I remember reporting on that and being like, yeah, this is not a good website. Don't take this literally. So. I'm not going to report on something if it's a rumor at this point, but I will talk a little bit about this thing because I want to talk about how I feel like that wouldn't be a good idea if they decided to announce the cast list after the fact. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, anything can happen. They still have not started filming. Just another thing to consider. So, Paramount Scream TV show? I've heard some rumors about it. I'd like to see a show called Woodsboro and other teens in the town dealing with a Riverdale Pretty Little Liars type situation. That could be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. I still think what makes Scream is the characters, and with a TV show, I just feel like you're not going to get as good of characters as you do in the movies. So it would be tough. If they do end up doing a TV show and like maybe it's a prequel, maybe it's that idea, just give me good characters. Give me well written characters. And I feel like with a prequel series, that makes you think of about that original movie completely differently. And you're going to show me Billy Loomis, you're going to show me Stu Macher planning everything out, going to kill Maureen Prescott. And have Roman involved in all that too. You gotta give me something. That makes me think about that original movie completely differently. Make a point to your series that like is like, oh, you have to watch this. It's in canon with the movies. So hopefully that's the case with whatever, because there's been rumors of this new show floating about. So if they do have something going on, I hope it's something like that. I hope it's something where it's like it's in canon. It makes you think about the other movies in a totally different way. It doesn't necessarily have to be a prequel, but I just think it would be cool. We got Fate Decided here. What's going on? It was just Fate Decided's birthday the other day, so wish him a happy late birthday in the chat. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a bit. So you should check out See No Evil. Is that the movie with the wrestler killer? He's like he's a wrestler in real life and he's a killer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Yeah, See No Evil. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've never seen it. There's a movie I watch all the time where it's like it has the trailer for that at the very beginning of it. I can't. It's like Insidious. It's either like Insidious or like one of the Conjuring movies or something. Because I always remember seeing that and being like, I should watch that. That looks crazy. That looks crazy and crappy, and I love it. Do you think the Urban Legend series would make a good film or TV series? Yes. Yeah, 100%. I love the first two Urban Legend movies, and I've yet to see the third one. I hear the third one's kind of meh, but I love the first two movies. I think they're really enjoyable. Two of my favorite like Scream inspired movies. I say Scream ripoff movies a lot when I'm talking about like Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Final Destination, but maybe that's not fair. They do take things in different ways, so Jake, you're the meaning in my life. You're my inspiration, says Fate Decided. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Fate. Thank you so much, Mr. Decided. I appreciate that. You're an absolute cutie. So, you heard it here first, folks. I need to go make myself some dinner, says Coop the Oof. Coop, I hope things with you and your mom are settled and are okay now, not using her credit card too many times. A sussy baka, sussy impasta. I like that. Have you ever played Yes, I fucking love those. Those are amazing, and my favorite is the third one. Ooh, hot take. The second one's probably my favorite, but I love the third one too. They're all good. They're all enjoy except the last one. That's like 2 hours of gameplay, and like I beat that game in like 2-3 hours. The latest one, Uncharted, like what's that called? It's like you play as Chloe. Man, I can't remember the name of that one, but that one was kind of disappointing. But I loved 1 through 4. Like 1 through 4 are so fun. Yeah, those were some of my favorite games growing up on playing that on the PS3, being like, oh yeah, this is cool. So love those games. Love those so much. I've yet to see the movie, but I hear it's like kind of ass. So I'm. Stephen King talks a lot about how if there's a new adaptation of something you really like and you know it's going to suck, don't watch it because it's going to ruin how you look at other things. Because I'm not going to lie, after watching the Dark Tower movie and going back and reading those books, it's like it's kind of hard to not envision certain things happening the way they play out in the movie, which just is horrible. Like the people who wrote and made that movie have never read the Dark Tower. Like they literally did a Google search on like what happens in the Dark Tower and they implemented that into their movie. Basically, that's the vibe I get watching that Dark Tower movie. Ugh, just garbage. Maybe the worst adaptation of film to the screen ever. I mean, I don't know. That was garbage compared to the books that are so crazy and so fun. Ugh. You want to talk about an ending that you'll never forget? Read the Dark Tower books, man. Stephen King's magnum opus. I don't think there's a better Stephen King story. I really don't. How excited are you for Winnie the Pooh? Tyler, I'm so sorry we couldn't talk the other night. We were in the middle of some insanity. I'll show you some pictures that I can't show literally anyone else. At some point, I'll show you what we were filming because it was fun. It was really funny. But I'm very excited for Winnie the Pooh. Tyler called me. So Tyler texted me the other day when we were filming on Thursday. We had a almost 14 and a half hour shoot on on Thursday. It was insane. And he texted me earlier in the day and he was just like, oh dude, yeah, like this new Winnie the Pooh movie. I'm so excited for it. Can't wait. And I'm like, really? You're that excited for it? Hell yeah, man. Let's go. That's awesome. So he tried calling me that night and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. We're right in the middle of something insane. And we ended up going for another 3 hours. He called me at 1 a.m. and we ended up going for another almost 3.5 hours. Like I said, it was insane, but it was really fun. I can't wait to show you guys what we were filming. So with how the new Texas Chainsaw went, do you think a sequel is possible, and would it be worth it? So to my knowledge, that did really well. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The last time I had read about it, it was something about like, oh yeah, like a shit ton of people watched that, and it was like really popular. Even though like, you know, majority of fans thought it was like meh or not great at all. I was just talking about this with the Bearded Entertainment yesterday. We met up for the first time ever. He came all the way to Ohio, which I thought was really cool. Helped me film some drone shots. If you have not subscribed to the Bearded Entertainment, go subscribe to his page. Eric is a super awesome lad. So we were talking about this, actually. The majority of our conversation was talking about the new Texas Chainsaw. And what I said was, you know, yes, the whole idea of it was pretty disappointing, I think. But I really loved the kills. I loved some of the character moments. Some of them were just ass. Some of the characters were good. Some of them were meh. But it really copied Halloween 2018 like to a T. I don't know. That's my thing. I think I think it was good for what it was. I think that it's really hard for me to pinpoint what I like and don't like about that film, because like the bus scene was like, this is the coolest horror movie I've ever seen. But then you see some of the character moments, some of the plot points, and it's just like, okay, well, this is kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. How they set up Leatherface too, I just don't think is great. Not really at all. But like I said, the kills are worth the watch. Like the bus scene, I was like, I'm so glad I paid for Netflix this month. Holy crap, this is awesome. So that whole bus scene was upsetting, and I loved it. But besides that, yeah, meh, pretty meh. If they do make a sequel, though, I hope they retcon that ending. Is that too much to ask? That ending was stupid, man. Oh God, that was a dumb ending, but it was fun for the most part. It was fun. It ended almost exactly like the Evil Dead remake, which Fede Alvarez also produced that movie, which I thought was kind of weird too. That's my thoughts on TCM 2022. Is Bearded's beard real? No, actually, he's a baby face in real life. Oh, he didn't want me to say that. Oh man, I fucked up. He's changing his name to just The Entertainment. So where do you think Michael has been for the past 4 years in Halloween Ends? Asks Scotty Wilson. To which I will respond, I've been going for 2.5 hours. Wow, it feels like I just started streaming. I feel great today. I don't know what it is. But where has Michael been for the past 4 years? I would probably say like hiding either in the woods or like in a storm sewer or something along those lines. Listen, I know I've talked about this on stream, and some people are just like, oh my God, Jake, stop talking about the goddamn rat. But I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it. So what I want so badly is the first time you see Michael, he's crouched over in a storm drain, you know, and he's just kind of like, this looming music is playing. It's just like, and you just see him and he's sitting there. These rats are squeaking around. They're going, and he just like catches one really fast like that. And you just see him like, just bite into it. You see like his teeth like rip through the rat, and it's super upset. It's just like, I want a really depraved scene with Michael Myers. Not so much as to the point where it doesn't even make sense in like Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie, but just a little bit of depravity. Just something to show me something horrible about what Michael Myers has been doing. And yes, I want him to be eating rats so badly. Ugh, that'd be so gross. I would love it. I've never seen Evil Dead. Is that bad? Oh, Corey, add that to your watch list, because that is a very, very, very fun film. I would recommend all of them too, Corey. I don't think there's a bad Evil Dead movie. I don't even think there's a bad episode in the television series. It's all good. Season 2 is a little repetitive of the first season. That's really my only criticism of the Evil Dead show. I think besides that, I think it's great. I don't know. Seasons 1, seasons 3 are like phenomenal. So could not recommend that show or movie series more. 7:55 a.m. Sunday. What a morning, yo. At 7:55 my time, I will be hanging out with my buddy already because, like I said, he's moving to Boston. So unfortunately, the next 2 days, I will not be able to put out too much content. I'm going to work on some videos tonight for Sunday. I'll have a Scream video, and I'll have wow, I forgot what I was going to talk about. I have it all written down somewhere. So something. I have something ready to go for you. So, oh, my Stranger Things 4 review. Yes, of course. I'll have my review of Stranger Things out and a Scream video for tomorrow at some point, probably like around like 3 to 5 o'clock, like in that area. So there you go. I shot him 6 times. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I greatly appreciate it. What do you make of the Dr. Mathis character in Ends? To which I will say there was a few references to him in Halloween Kills, especially in the novelization of it. We got to learn a little more about him. That apparently he had invited the couple we see in the nurse. I always forget their names. The nurse costume, the doctor costume, to a swingers party. So this guy is familiar with them. He seems like an antagonist. He seems like a bad guy, I would say, possibly. Maybe the person who's possibly been harboring Michael Myers the entire time. And maybe that's the Carrie reference, because I'm trying to figure out, like, why did David Gordon Green feel like his script was too, not Carrie, I said Carrie, I meant Christine. He said it was like too Christine. He felt like it was too John Carpenter Christine-y. So to me, I think that, I almost forgot about that, Carrie. Carrie, I'm going to get to your comment in a second. But to me, I think that the connection could be that maybe like, oh, this dude is rebuilding Michael, bringing him back up to good health so that he can go and kill again in 4 years. Could that be the Christine connection? I don't know. I mean, maybe, because like that's kind of similar to what happens in Christine. You have a guy rebuilding something that he doesn't really realize is evil. So I don't know. To me, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Dr. Mathis has got to be some kind of antagonist, though. It would be my guess right now for Halloween Ends. How and why? I don't know. Maybe this series is very familiar with crazy doctors. So, burning question: will you be there for the Guilty Pleasure Movie Club watch along tonight? I am putting you on the spot. Sorry, but I got to know. It's all good. I completely forgot about what time that's going to be, but that's going to be on Craven's channel, I believe. So I may or may not be there. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So. That is at 10:30 tonight, watching Night of the Creeps. I was just talking about that earlier. That's really interesting that's what we're going to watch. I'm going to be honest. I've been super busy, Carrie. I have not been able to give Craven a final answer on that, but hopefully I can be there. I will definitely end my stream before 10:30 because I don't think I can go for another 5 hours, honestly. But so sometime before then I will end the stream, but I don't know if I will be a part of it or not. It's going to be a maybe right now. I'll probably go for another bit though. Man, I'm feeling good. Like, let's just keep live streaming. Let's keep talking about horror movies. I feel amazing. So what else do we want to talk about? Maybe the doctor is working with Sartain and he finds out he died. That could be the case. I just feel like, to me, why even do that? What's the purpose of adding this doctor character? It's kind of like what they did in Jurassic World 2. What, Fallen Kingdom, is that what it's called? You have this character who apparently was working with John Hammond the whole fucking time, and we never learned about him until this movie. Come on. Like, I don't see that being the case. If you wanted to have this Dr. Mathis character come back to be an antagonist and Ends for that purpose, to be like, oh, he was working with Sartain, you could have set him up from the very beginning. But they didn't. They introduced him in the last film. So I feel like it would be kind of weird if we hadn't seen a scene with him and Sartain talking, at least in Halloween 2018, going back and forth maybe. If there's no setup to that, I feel like it would be a little bit of like lazy writing, especially since they apparently planned out this whole trilogy before they even like started filming. So I don't know. I don't know what the case is going to be, but some kind of antagonist character would be my guess. Michael Myers has been working at Subway for 4 years. Now he really cuts those footlongs well. I know I didn't read that correctly, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a interesting take, Wayne. Interesting take. Listen, anything is possible. It would also be a callback to the beginning of Halloween 5, where you see the old man taking care of Michael, etc. Yeah, except I hope they don't do the thing where it's like, oh, he's just sleeping for a year until the next Halloween, and then he's back. He just wakes up. Yeah, hopefully that's not the case. But I do see what you're saying. Yeah, the reference there would be cool. I'm okay with that answer for now, but seriously, it's cool either way. We got that you are busy. We just miss you. I appreciate that, Carrie. I'll try to be there. Like I said earlier, I got to make those 2 videos for Sunday because I am going to be busy all day Sunday and all day Monday because I know I've said this 4 times and you guys are like, okay, we get it. Jesus Christ. But my best friend in the whole wide world, if you're just joining the stream, is going to Boston this week and I want to see him. So we're hanging out Sunday and Monday. So I got to get that stuff. I got to get that ready for Sunday. So just so I have something ready. So Memo Boy, do you like the Saw movies? I really love them. Yes, I was just talking about what my favorite Saw movie is. It used to be like the first couple movies. Like I used to love like 1 through 3. It would constantly change which one of those is my favorite, but 6 is probably my all-time. 6 is my all-timer for the Saw movies, I think. I love that film so much. That one's crazy. Kisses, gonna get out of here. Gotta do some stuff before the Saturday stream. See you all there. Have fun. Hit the like button and support Jake. Thank you so much, Fate Decided. I appreciate that. I wish I could get a kiss from him in real life, but unfortunately, I cannot. That will suffice for now, though. Do I think more Halloween movies will come out after Halloween ends? Of course. You can't kill the boogeyman, after all. I'm not saying he's not going to die in this next film, but do I think that this franchise is going to die after Halloween ends and this new whole trilogy of Halloween films just made a shit ton of money? Absolutely not. Someone else is going to take a crack at it. Someone else is going to take a crack at it probably sooner than later, would be my guess. A new prom night movie that is nothing like the 2000s remake. It could work. I think so. I think that would be fun. I'm reviewing the prom night movies and watching them for the first. I've only ever seen the remake, which is unfortunate, but I'm reviewing the prom night movies for my channel soon, and I'm excited. I'm really pumped to do that. But yeah, that prom night remake is, it's very okay. It's very all right, I guess. So yeah, if they were to try to remake that like today, maybe do like a legacy sequel to that. That could be cool. Like I said, I still haven't seen the originals, so I really don't know what goes on in them. I kind of know about the cast from Scream, obviously, but yeah. Scream 7 to end depressingly dark. Mark revealed as a secret Ghostface from 3. He kills Sid at the grave of Marine Prescott. Then he laughs with his Ghostface babies. The end. My God, what a film! What a film that would be. Hello, horror universe. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We need a series where Michael Myers grows up in the asylum. I think it would be cool. Well, if you want a long extended scene of that, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1, the whole first act. There you go. So, do you think I would make a great character in Scream 6? Caleb Jenkins. He's walking around. He's a friend in Woodsboro. He's from Woodsboro and he's going to the college now. Is he the new Ghostface? Caleb Jenkins. Caleb Jenkins in Scream 6, Ghost Space. In space, no one can hear you stab. That's my idea. That's my idea for Scream 6. I love Saw, created by my fellow Aussies, Juan and Winnell. Jigsaw is an underrated movie in the series. Saw 10 is coming soon. Jigsaw is underrated, man. I don't know if I don't know if I agree with that, man. I enjoyed Jigsaw, but there's just so many continuity errors. It's just like, man, how do you make that many mistakes with the plasma TV screens that would not have been even existed in that year yet? That's a big old mistake in Jigsaw. And it's also like the other thing about Jigsaw that I don't love is the fact that it's basically just the same plot as Scream. It's the same twist, I should say, as Saw 2. So I don't know, man. That's my take on it. I prefer Spiral more from the movies that what's his face has written, Josh something. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but Josh Stolberg. Josh Stolberg? Maybe. Let's look this up. Spiral from the Book of Saw. Spiral. Josh Stolberg. Yeah, there we go. I think that's right. Yeah, that's Josh Stolberg. There we go. Yes, of course. Yeah. No, he's from him. I actually do prefer Spiral. But yeah, I don't know. It's okay. How do you feel about Dr. Sleep? I love it. Just watched it for the first time and loved it. Maybe just as much as The Shining. I like it just as much as The Shining, and I don't even feel like that's controversial. Like I like The Shining. I think it's okay. I don't think it's always regarded as this horror masterpiece, and I don't know. I feel like it's just okay. I feel like it's just okay. Dr. Sleep is pretty awesome. I really enjoyed that film. Mike Flanagan's style is just banging. I love anything he touches. It's just amazing. So. Scotty Wilson, how long have you been a YouTuber? So I have been doing KillJoy Jake since pretty much 2020. I was kind of figuring it out in 2019. That's when I started the channel, but I've really only been going for almost 2 years, pretty much. That's really as long as I've been taking it seriously, was like beginning of 2020 all through 2021, and now here I am. So, but I've been doing YouTube stuff since like 2013, since I was a freshman in high school. But I was always kind of just like figuring it out. I was just making videos to make my friends laugh, and now I didn't go to college, so here I am. I did go to college, but I dropped out. How fun is that? So it just wasn't for me. I got good grades and all that, but just wasn't for me. So I actually had I had a 3.96. I had a 3.96 GPA in college. Like I killed it in college. It's not like that I wasn't doing good, but I just wasn't for me. Wasn't my thing. Fave Mike Flanagan film, that is so like, I actually, listen, I know all of his movies, but I actually need to present them all in front of me, because you got like Oculus, you have what else? The Ouija sequel that is like so good. That's so much better than its predecessor. Want to talk about sequels that are better than the original? You have Hush. I almost forgot about Hush. Hush is amazing. Gerald's Game is another great one. I haven't seen Before I Wake, and I haven't seen Absentia, but both of those I definitely need to watch. Oh no, wait, I've seen Before I Wake. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen Before I Wake. Never mind, I lied. Yeah, no, I've seen this. The only movie of his I haven't watched is Absentia, and I've heard that's super underrated. So this guy just doesn't miss. I mean, this dude actually does not miss with his movies. They're everything I have seen, I have absolutely loved. I've yet to watch The Haunting of Bly Manor, but I watched a little bit of Haunting of Hill House, and I really enjoyed it. And Midnight Mass, I hear, is fantastic. So I really gotta get on his stuff, man. I fucking like everything he makes is so good. So gotta catch up on my Mike Flanagan stuff for sure. But all of his movies are great. Do a ranking. Oh God, that would be so. I might make I'd have to sit down and make a video of that, because ooh, that'd be tough. Oculus is so underrated. That might be my favorite, honestly. But I'd have to think about this. I think like okay. This, like I said, this is a really hard question. Objectively, Dr. Sleep is probably his best movie, but with what he did in all of his other films, it's really hard to just be like, oh yeah, for sure, that's his best movie, because Hush is amazing and Oculus is fucking terrifying. I'm gonna watch Absentia so that I can make a proper listing, but good stuff all around. Mike Flanagan is hella underrated. Haunting of Hill House is fire. Yes, I really enjoyed what I saw of it. I've only seen like a handful of episodes really, but I liked it. Heading out, y'all. Gonna get some dinner. I'll be back on later. How long will you be live? So I'll be chilling here for a bit. I might have to take a pee break, but soon. But I'm gonna be chilling. I'm enjoying the live. I'm enjoying chilling. It's been fun. Kyle says, rate the seasons in order for Stranger Things. Man, this is tough, because I still don't know necessarily. Like, here's the thing. We only have volume 1 of season 4. So it's kind of tough for me to put that in a ranking as of right now. But I just based off of what we have. So just Stranger Things season 4, volume 1. How I would rank them is from the bottom up. Season 2 at the bottom. Easy. Like, no question about that. This is where it gets tough. I think season 1 probably next. Then season 4, then season 3 is probably how I would rank them. But it's tough, because I don't know how season 4 is going to end. We have a whole volume 2 coming in July, so that could affect my opinion. You know, do we also look at volumes 1 and volumes 2 as 2 separate entities, although they're all one consecutive story, but the whole show is one consecutive story too. So how do we look at this? How do we look at all this? Caleb, thank you so much. You're the most amazing horror YouTuber I've ever known. Well, I appreciate that. That means a whole lot. Thank you, Caleb. I feel a sequel to The Happening could happen, been better than the first. Is The Happening the one about like the plants that kill people, and it's like they're using the air or whatever? Is that the movie I'm thinking of, or no? Probably not. Oh no, it is. Yeah, no, that's the movie. Yeah, that was I was not impressed. I'm gonna be honest. That was like pretty meh. M. Night Shyamalan's very hit or miss for me, though. I mean, that's just how I feel about him. I don't feel like his style works with every single movie he makes. But that's just my weird opinion. I'm excited for Knock at the Cabin, though. I'm very, very excited for that. So I think The Village is a fucking masterpiece. I think Split's amazing. I love The Visit, and of course like The Sixth Sense. Unbreakable's great. Signs is fucking awesome. But then like he also made The Last Airbender. I didn't care. I did not like Glass was just okay. Old, just okay. Lady in the Water, just okay. I don't know. Like and the Happening, I don't know. Didn't care for it. But you never know with him. So I go and see everything he does. So. Old was not my thing. Sixth Sense was amazing. Yeah, he, like I said, very hit or miss. Oh, he also has this movie called Devil that I actually really enjoyed. Ooh, I liked Devil too. I forgot about that one. But most of his stuff I really like, but he's got some duds, you know? I feel like everyone does who's made like a shit ton of movies like that, but yeah, they can't all be zingers. They can't all be zingers, as the Primus Greatest Hits album is called. No one knows what I'm talking about, but that's okay. I'll just live with my Primus fandom all by myself. Don't worry about it. The second, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you think Michael will drown in Halloween Ends? Is that how you kill him? Maybe. Drowning him. Because we know that taking off his head probably would have killed him, but I guess we don't have that confirmed. Because of Halloween Resurrection just has to exist, so... M. Night movies, great or terrible? I mean, yeah, pretty much. I think Split, actually hilariously, Split is probably the movie I feel like people are the most, split on. Because it's like so, I feel like some people get it, some people don't, and that's totally fine. That is not a movie for everybody. It's almost like he tried to make, that's M. Night Shyamalan trying to make an A24 movie, is how I feel about Split. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's not the best kind of movie like that ever, but I thought it was fun. James McAvoy gives a fucking amazing performance in that film, I think, at least. Anya Taylor-Joy also in that. She's great. So, Wide Awake is a non-horror that M. Night Shyamalan made. It was really good. I have not seen that. I've not seen Wide Awake. Interesting. I'll have to check that one out. I liked The Happening. Hey, that's okay. You know, and film is subjective, like I said. I just wasn't for me. I was pretty like, yeah, okay, it's all right. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You know, hey, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing that voice a lot lately. I don't even know why. I don't know. I just start looking at my friends and I'm like, hey, how you doing? I sound like the guy from episode 1 of Star Wars. He's trying to barter with he's giving away Anakin Skywalker. I don't know why I do this voice all the time. But yes, speaking of that, we have Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is out, which I have yet to watch. I hope that's going to be awesome. I hope that's going to be good. Mandalorian season 3 too, coming out next spring. We got a whole year. We got to wait for that, unfortunately. But regardless, I'm excited. I am excited. I have Devil on DVD along with The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Split, and Glass on Blu-ray. Nice. Good stuff. I don't own any M. Night Shyamalan movies, which is a shame because I would definitely watch The Village. I need to watch that movie again. That one I fucking loved. Oh no, I lied actually. I have The Visit. I have The Visit on DVD. That's a banger right there. That's a really good movie. Really enjoyed that one. Probably one of his better twists in his later movies, I'll say too, with The Visit. I really loved that movie. It was so gross. It was so nasty. Signs is another one I would totally watch again. I definitely need to see that again. I really you want to talk about how to set up something perfectly in a movie. Signs has like some of the best setup for something that comes back in the third act ever. Oh God, fucking amazing movie. I loved Signs. Scotty says, what do you think of the Chucky TV series? I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed with like the first 4 episodes. I was really expecting something else from it, and it took a totally different like left turn that I really was not expecting. But they really wanted to relate to like a younger audience, I guess. But for me, as a fan of like the Chucky series and how it's always been this one consecutive story, I was really hoping they would like resolve the massive cliffhanger we've all been wanting to resolve since 2017, and they didn't really get to that. They hardly even talk about it. To me, that was the thing I was the most excited for from the show, and like I said, it was kind of not even the focus, really. The background characters were so what am I saying? The main characters were so in the background in that show, and it really tried to develop the new characters, which can be a good thing, and I think will ultimately lead to a better second season. But the first season was a bit rough, not what I was expecting. not even really what I was hoping it would be, but I like I said, I still enjoyed it. I definitely think that season 2 will be way better. Like a massive step up because they got all that out of the way. Now they can tell the story with everyone integrated. As the show went along too, it definitely got better. Like episode 5 was my favorite episode by far. That beginning of that one was amazing. That was I'll never forget that. That was some of my favorite Chucky moments from everything Chucky. So that opening scene was fucking awesome. I was screaming. I was like, oh my God, no way, let's go. So we'll see. We'll see what season 2 has to offer, and I'm excited. Young man. I like it. Do you think Chad or Mindy will survive in Scream 6? Because true trilogy is all about going back to the original and discovering something that you thought was true and wasn't. So in this case, if they do want to do this logic, because some people will read that, right, and be like, oh, that's what Randy said. So the end of this trilogy has to go back to the original movie. That's not what Randy said. No, you're looking at that the wrong way. If in Scream 7, let's say it happens. Radio Silence does it. It's some kind of big conclusion to their trilogy. And it brings something back from the original movie, like Scream 1996. I'm not going to be happy with that because that's not what Randy said. It goes back to the original in the trilogy. So if this is a brand new trilogy, bring it all back to Scream 5, something that was set up that ends up becoming something way bigger in Scream 7. That's how you do a trilogy, I say. Don't try to pull from another movie, especially when you're a sequel trilogy, because when you do that, Star Wars 7 through 9, sometimes you fail miserably. So hopefully that's not the case. That's what I'm hoping. But will Chad and Mindy survive? I don't know, man. Because here's the thing, Caleb. With returning characters who are not the legacy characters specifically, when they come back for another movie, they typically don't survive. That's just majority what happens to characters who are not legacy characters who come back for another movie. They die. They just straight up die. That's just how it is. So we'll see what happens with Chad or Mindy. But I honestly, if I had to guess with their fates in this next movie, one of them's gonna die. I would say one of them dies, one of them lives. And the reason I lean towards Chad is because there's a lot that they can do with Mindy and Kirby now being in this movie. I'm leaning way towards Chad being like the opening kill or getting murdered at some point in this next film because there's too much potential between Mindy and Kirby to just kill her off at the very beginning of this next movie. So really hope that's not the case. What's up, Roman? Oh my God, hello, my good Roman. What is up? If they do Easter eggs from Scream 2 poking fun a little, I'd be okay with that. But if they at all make it similar to Scream 2, it's not going to be good. Yeah. I agree. I'm down for some Easter eggs. I'm down for like Joel to show up. Sure. Why not? That's fine. But just don't make it a whole, don't make the whole plot just like, oh, hey, someone's bothering Gail this whole movie. And guess what? It's Richie's mother and she hired some killer who's also an Altieri to come. And I don't want to see that movie. Listen, I'm not even kidding. I could type out that script tonight and it would suck. That is not original. That's not anything different. I've seen that before. Save me the $12 to buy a movie ticket. I'll just stay home and watch Scream 2 on my couch. That's what I say. So I hope that's not the case. I'm down for some Easter eggs here and there. Sure. Why not? As references to Scream 2, but please don't make it just Scream 2 and modernized. No one really, I really, really don't want to see that. I'm not gonna say no one wants to see that because I'm sure there's a group of people who want to see that, but I really don't. I want to see something new. Do something different. Shot for shot remake of Scream 2 with Richie's mother confirmed. I would cry, Flash. I would cry in the theater. A whole theater full of people will see this man cry. Fate said he wants Mindy to die because we have Kirby now. That's way too... Sorry, Fate. That's way too obvious. That would be so translated if they had to set that up, I think. I don't know. I feel like that'd be like, yeah, well, of course. Oh, we got to get rid of Mindy now because we have Kirby. She's just the better Mindy. Like, that's... There's unfortunately a group of people who feel that way about Mindy opposed to Kirby, but to me, I don't want to see that because that's just way too obvious. You're just filling in that once again shows a lack of confidence in your core characters. Because now it's just like, okay, well, let's bring back a Randy type character who may or may not still be alive. Oh, perfect. We can just replace Mindy with that. Our shitty character. Like, Mindy's not a shitty character. Don't think that about your characters, and don't try to show that in your writing, because then you show a lack of confidence in your storytelling, and it's just not going to be a good story if that's the case. If you want a good example of where I've seen that before, check out Star Wars Episode 8. No, listen, however you feel about that film, that's fine, but Star Wars Episode 8 is the least confident film I have ever seen in my entire life with some of its characters. They are like, oh, fuck this. We got to course correct. No, you didn't have to course correct. Just write your characters a certain way and know where it's going for a trilogy. You know, it's not, that is overthinking to the max, that whole trilogy, I think. It would derail the franchise and ruin what we already have. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be huge. It would ruin that movie for sure. It would ruin Scream 6, because the whole time you'd be like, oh, this is just like Scream 2. And I don't want to, I don't know. Some people want to see that. That's totally fine. But I don't. I really don't. I just don't think that'd be cool. I'd rather just sit at home and watch Scream 2. So. What if Amber had a younger brother and he gets together with some friends and goes on a killing rampage over grief of losing his sister? That it's the same thing as if Richie's mother comes in and starts killing people. It's literally the exact same thing. That's my thing. I just don't want to see anybody related to past killers. Give me brand new killers with a brand new reason. Also, the other thing about that is the motive is exactly the same as Scream 2. You're just getting revenge. Again, don't give me a revenge motive. Give me something else. That's the other thing about the Scream movies. Like I said earlier, there are 3 movies that boil down to revenge against Sidney Prescott. I don't want to see that, you know? Like, oh man, we don't need any more revenge plots. We really don't. Like, imagine if in 3 movies we had 3 different characters who all wanted to steal Sidney Prescott's fame after Jill. Like, it's like Jill was unsuccessful. Okay, now Sidney's cousin's brother now wants to steal her fame and kill her. Okay, now in the next one you find out, oh, Jill was actually working with me to get your fame. It's the same formula as Screams 1 through 3. I wouldn't have wanted to see that. So I hope that's not the case with Scream 6, or maybe we're calling it Scream 2. I don't know. You can't kill the core 4 just because of a legacy character or Kirby coming back. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if that would work, you know? I truly think we can survive a Scream movie without Sidney because we need to develop our new characters. We need time to grow with them. See, I think it's possible that you could have a movie where you develop new characters and have Sidney along for the ride as well, but with what happened with Scream 5, maybe it is better to not have Sidney in this film just to develop the characters more. I think it's possible to integrate those characters into a flourishing movie full of character development for its new characters, but with Scream 5 they really couldn't do that. So I guess, yeah, if you're gonna focus on the new characters, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make with getting rid of Sidney for like a movie, and maybe she comes back for 7. Maybe that's the cliffhanger, is that this new Ghostface gets away and is going after Sidney Prescott now. So that could be cool. I want a cliffhanger ending very badly too. I think that would just be awesome. I don't know, man. I think that would be sick. Super sick, bruh.
I'm addicted to dabbing. I've had issues going out in public before.
So there you go. The new motive will have to be off the rails. We need a cult that is obsessed with Stu Macher or Billy Loomis or both, which means there could be endless killers. Now, this could be an idea that could be set up. Here's what I'm thinking. Let's say we have this idea set up about how, like, there's just this endless amount of people who are putting on the Ghostface mask. Let's do a commentary on where we are in the franchise right now. But the killer in Scream 6 is the Ghostface killer who wants to end all Ghostface killings. They want to, like, end it all. They want to, like, stop all the madness. They want to stop all the killing. They want to stop dragging new people into the situation. So what if you have a killer like that in Scream 6, but it's set up that there's rumors of a Ghostface cult around, and that's what's set up for 7, and that's your twist ending, is that there's still more. There's a shit ton of killers out there. That's the big finish for the ending of 7. I think that could be cool. I think that would be a lot of fun and really well done setup too. If they establish that like there's a Ghostface cult out there and that this guy is like going out dressing up like Ghostface to end all of that. To be like, look at all these people obsessed with like the killings back from '96. Like we have to put an end to it. So the only way to do that is not by killing the killers because they're just going to keep showing up. You have to kill all the other survivors. So imagine someone who thought like that and how fucking crazy that would be. That would be awesome. I would love to see that. Not actually them be successful and kill Sydney and kill Gale, but to have that motive would be fun to play around with, I think. Sydney was barely in 5 and they still had very poor character development for their new characters. Yes, but you also have to think about this, Nowak, is they had Sydney come in. They had to put a lot of their time and screen time into bringing Sidney Prescott into the story naturally, which wasn't very easy to do. I think if that film was 2.5 hours long, I would like it a lot more because you'd have more time to develop your characters. You'd have more time to like have them have conversations with each other or figure out what was going on between like Tara and Wes, what was going on between Judy and Sam. Like maybe they could have had another conversation. Maybe they could have resolved their differences before Judy died. You know, something. Give me a little more with that. Don't just set that up for it to go absolutely nowhere. That was my thing about that scene. It just didn't go anywhere. It was like, what was the point of that? So I think that was the problem with that film for me. It's setup wise a little different, but how the structure of the ultimate film was pretty much similar to everything else. So it's interesting. I'm curious to see what they do in the next film. If there's just going to be a total lack of legacy characters, maybe they focus on Gale and Kirby as well as the new characters, but they're kind of like the forefront. I don't know. There's a lot of ways they can go with this next film. It's all going to depend on execution at the end of the day, of course, though, with whatever risks they are willing to take. Crimes of the Future next week. I actually have tickets to go see it this Thursday. I remember reading that it was only going to be in select cinemas this upcoming week, but I found a screening around here, so I'm super excited. I can't wait. I'm very, very, very excited for Crimes of the Future. I can't wait for that film. And all of the other David Cronenberg movies that are coming out soon, which is like, what? No way. He's making a bunch of new movies. So he's got a lot of plans, my friends. Dave, if you're referencing the Poppy song, that's a great reference. I hope you are, because I love me some Poppy. I was just talking about that with someone the other day. So I wear that shirt a lot. If you're always like, what's that shirt Jake's wearing that's like purple and says Poppy on it? She is a crazy like metal artist, like makes some crazy metal music. Got her start on YouTube. She makes some really good stuff. I love her music. So check that out if you're into some like weird, crazy metal music. What's your opinion on the Winnie the Pooh horror movie? I'm excited for it. I don't think, is it going to win Oscars? Is it going to be the greatest movie of all time? No. but I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be one of those movies that you like get all your friends over, possibly even get a little inebriated if you want. Sure, why not? And then like, bam, like we're just watching this silly movie. It's going to be goofy, bloody, scary. I hope that's the case. The other route it can go is like, hey, here's a familiar concept, Winnie the Pooh. We'll just turn it into a horror flick and make a bunch of money off of that. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. I hope that's not the case here. I hope they decided to like jump on that idea while it's in the public domain, and then do something silly with it and like actually make a good movie. I hope that's the case. I hope that's what they've done with it. But if it's just kind of a cash grab thing, that'll suck. I hope it's just a really fun, silly movie that's like the Banana Splits movie. Think about that. Think about how silly that film was. Was it the best movie ever? No. But is it silly and is it goofy? Is it fun? Yes. So that's how I feel about it. Poppy is fire. Yes. I will check out Poppy. Sounds like it's right up my alley. Listen to, you know, it's funny. We're talking about the movie X. Go listen to Poppy's song titled X. That's possibly my favorite. So that song's super eclectic. It's super all over the place. Like it has like these really like heavy parts, but then it also has these really like chill and mellow parts. If you see Poppy in concert, whenever they play that, I always love to start the mosh pit because the very beginning is like super heavy. It's like and it's like just goes crazy. But then it immediately cuts into this part that's like this like super chill like hippie strumming song. It's so weird. It's so all over the place. But what everyone does at the concerts is like they'll start moshing when it gets heavy, and then when it's chill, like everyone just kind of goes like this, like and waves back and forth. It's so funny. Like it's there's no other song at a concert that I've ever experienced that was like that. So, oh, Dave was the one who left the comment. That's what I was talking about, Dave. Look at that, perfect. So, yeah, I saw Poppy in Columbus, like a month or two ago, I want to say. So. She was awesome. She killed it. The Mustard horror movie will be a good one as well. Mustard? What? The evil mustard that I left at the back of the fridge has come to life. And now it wants to kill me. Why didn't you use me, Ron? What the hell am I talking about? Mustard horror movie. I see nothing about that. But you know what? Maybe you're just making that up. If so, I think that was pretty funny. I think that was a pretty funny little bit. So there you go. I did. You got me, Roman. You got me. You know, someone had Blood and Honey in mind for a long time, just waited for that 70 years to be up. Someone's been waiting to make a film for that long. That's great. Guess what I just found out about Scream 1? Go ahead and tell me. They got the mustard out. I've never seen Buffy, but I hear it's pretty dang banging. I hear it's pretty banging. Is what they say. Is what they say about that. It's being made by someone in the UK. Yeah, I think I read about that a little bit. I didn't even mention the director because like I didn't know who it was in the video. Wasn't anyone I could be like, oh yeah, this person, who's made this and that, that's why I would bring up a director typically in my videos. But I didn't even know who it was. I was just like, yeah, oh, cool. So regardless, though, I'm excited for it. Regardless, though, I'm pretty pumped. So Mustard sounds like a horror movie for sure. Ketchup only gang. I am not a ketchup fan at all. I cannot eat it. Like we're about to have it's Memorial Day weekend. We're gonna have some hot dogs tonight, and I always only put mustard on my hot dog. Like that is it. No ketchup for me. I love tomatoes too. Like tomatoes fucking slap, man. I get like when people are ordering a pizza and they're like, Jake, what do you want? And I'm like, give me some Roma tomatoes if they're available. And people are like, what? That's so gross. And I'm like, no, they're not, bro. They fucking that's possibly my favorite pizza topping. Oh, some Roma tomatoes, man. Oh, good stuff. The first film that terrified me was Wrong Turn 5, and I don't know why. The scene where the girl finds 3 fingers in the woods haunted my dreams. That's why I like it now, because it's hilarious. Yeah, to you now, yeah, probably. I think I have a similar story with Child's Play. Like, horrified me when I was a kid. But now, like, it's just silly fun, I think what scared me was like, oh, what if my teddy bear comes to life and, like, bites my ears off? Like, I don't want that to happen. That would suck. but I love it. I think the thing about Wrong Turn 5 is like, yes, I can see it really terrifying people, but as a storyline and how it goes, it's like it's very hopeless, which is kind of ruins all the suspense for your characters. It's very mean-spirited. So what's the significance of Roma tomatoes? So like sometimes they'll season them. Like I go to this place called like Romeo's. It's a chain around here. I don't know if it's like everywhere, but wait, no, not Romeo's. Oh my God, what is that place called? Oh, I can't remember. There's a pizza place around here that has Roma tomatoes, and they like actually like season them. They put like Italian seasoning, possibly something else. I don't know, but they just taste amazing. Like they're so good. They're like a little sweet. Yeah, they're like a little sweet. They have like more of a flavor than like just if you bit into a regular tomato that's like just like water. Just tastes like water typically, but they season them, they put them on the pizza and they cook them, and it's like, oh man. Some sun-dried tomatoes, too, are banging. Oh, love me some of those. You're a menace. Ketchup is better than mustard. Yeah, I'm probably the only person who feels that way. So that's probably the only reason. I don't know. I'm probably the only human being who likes ketchup, who likes mustard more than ketchup. But yeah, I fuck with some mustard. Yeah, this is binging with Jabish. Binging with the KillJoy. And all my videos I'm going to do from like right here. And I'll just do things with my hands and make food. Some people got that reference. Probably not a whole lot of people who watch horror YouTube, but maybe some people watch Binging with Babish, but maybe that's just me because sometimes when I can't say that on a live stream, but sometimes Jake is very hungry and has the munchies and is like, wants to go and watch something. So I'll go and watch some Binging with Babish and get like absolutely starving. Oh, did you see the interview of Courtney Cox? She said she has the script. Yeah, I listened to a little bit of that when that came out. So she said she had the script. She was like going to read it or she has read a little bit of it or something. So here's my thing. A lot of people were like, oh, well, she's not confirmed. Then why would she be reading the script? Did she want to proofread it for radio silence? I don't know. She's very much confirmed if she has the script, and she admitted that on a live stream. So yeah, she's going to be, they want her to be in Scream 6. So that's, I don't know. It's odd. Carrie, we're once again on the same page. Italian food is my absolute favorite. Listen, I fucking love tomatoes, but I don't like ketchup. Man, love me some. I love me some like Olive Garden and some spaghetti, some chicken parm, man. Oh, good stuff. I made the friends Thanksgiving sandwiches after like 8 bowls, and it was the best thing ever. That's fucking crazy, and I love it. Oh, some turkey, some like mashed potatoes. Throw maybe some like what else can you put on there? Like cranberry sauce and all that shit. Oh, I'm starving if you guys can't tell. I've had 2 chicken tenders today, and that is it. I spent I literally woke up and I'm like I got to get going on Stranger Things. I got to have my review ready. So. Gail could be a Ghostface, no mask needed. That's not very nice. When Stu is in the kitchen, you can see a note on the fridge, and it's from Stu's parents saying, sorry about missing your birthday. Love you, son. See you Monday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's upsetting, isn't it? In retrospect, when you when you read that for the first time. It's just like, oh, wow, yikes. I cooked some mean Italian food. Manicotti. What the fuck is manicotti? Oh, God. Listen, literally anything that is a fucking Italian, I will eat. Oh, that looks good. I don't even know what this is, but it looks amazing. Manicotti literally means little sleeves, and it's an Italian American form of pasta. Oh, fuck. Oh. Some Italian food can fuck me up, man. I am so down for that. I would nail body horror because I'm scared of nails. Listen, any nail sequence in a horror, if you're like, listen, I don't know what to do for this scene in a horror movie. Like I have my character walking through a barn. I have my character walking through like an old abandoned building. If you want to build some suspense, just show a nail and have them step on it. Like that has got to be the easiest way to scare someone and give it a, oh God, reaction. So. If you never know what to do body horror wise, nail through the hand, nail through the foot. Examples, look at Ready or Not, look at X. Fucking great. Oh, the best one though, Hellraiser. Oh, Hellraiser is the absolute best use of that, I think. But some good old nails going through the skin is always upsetting in a good horror movie, so. I think someone said I had a bubble butt earlier, and I appreciate that. But now Roman is saying KillJoy Jake versus the man who has no Rhea. That's funny. I don't know what we're talking about here. What's up, Armando? Welcome to the stream. It's all good that you're late. I just appreciate you stopping by. We're 3 hours and 11 minutes into this mess. And we're having fun. I'm having an absolute blast. I'm not even losing my voice. Typically at this point, I'm like, oh God, I can barely talk. But no, I feel amazing. I should probably save some of that energy for the videos I'm going to make for tomorrow, but I'm having too much fun. Fuck it. Anything through the eyes. Oh, listen, if you want to watch something that's fucking terrifying. If you're like, I need a good zombie movie. I need something good to watch. Watch Zombie 1979. Has one of the most terrifying eye kill sequences of all time. Oh, good stuff. Howdy there, partner. Glad to see you. Welcome to the wild, wild west of the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. It ain't. Stick 'em up, partner. That's so funny. Good stuff. Have you watched? Oh, yes, I have, Armando. I have watched the new season of Stranger Things. I am so excited for part 2. Like, volume 2, they cannot come soon enough. I fucking loved this new season. Wasn't not my favorite. Wasn't number 1, probably number 2. But I did really enjoy it. I really liked it. I'm going to make a little, a video for it, for tomorrow morning. I'll have a review video out. I'm really excited to talk about it, like in spoilery detail, because I can't really do that on a live stream with a bunch of people who may or may not have seen it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so. JJJJ, 1, 2, 3, 4 J's. I will not be talking about that because I don't report on leaks. So not gonna talk about that. I've had multiple people send me pictures of it, and I've denied all requests to that. I don't want to see it. I don't want to get spoiled. That's not what we do here. I don't talk about spoilers. I would avoid, listen, I know some people are going to hear this and go and look at it, but I would really, really recommend you don't go look at that leak. So do not look at that. Don't have the movie ruined for you. That's no fun. Why read about that before you go see it? There's no point in seeing the movie at that point. So don't have that ruined for you. Don't have that spoiled, because Jordan Peele probably has something really cool in store. So how long does it take you to edit a video? Well, over the years, I've really gotten it down to a formula. I have just the hardest part about it really is splicing everything together. And then I just go and put the the pictures down and the music. I can do all of that now in a couple of hours typically. Between filming it, editing it, posting it, takes me about 2 to 3 hours per video. There are some people who can get it done in 30 minutes, but I just I like putting a little extra flavor in my videos. So a lot of other YouTubers have told me I over edit my videos. They're like, for what you do, you don't have to edit it that much. And I'm like, well, I want to. I think it's more fun that way. I add in fun little zooms or fun little funny moments. I'll make something black and white when I say something embarrassing. It's little things like that. I feel like really those little nuances are really fun for when you're watching YouTube. I think if you want to talk about over editing videos, there are a lot of YouTubers who overdo it. I think when you have one little funny joke every once a minute or something, that's a much better way to pace your video, because it's that stands out so much. If you just give me joke after crazy editing thing after crazy, if you keep doing that, it's just going to look like a bunch of nonsense. Just like how I would approach a movie, you kind of build it up, build up your joke, have something come back at the end of it. I do that sometimes, if you guys notice. So there's a method to the madness. I've had some people in my chat before say, oh, so you just record yourself talking about a movie. No, I write everything out beforehand. I know exactly where I'm going with it. I know the points I'm going to make. I don't just make that up on the spot. It's a lot of work goes into those videos, believe it or not. So, because trust me, if I was just bullshitting to the camera every time I filmed, I could put out maybe 4 or 5 videos a day. But I just don't. I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't want to watch that. I like to put a little more effort into my videos and make them something fun, even if it's just a little news update thing. I'd rather it be something fun that you'd want to watch. So. The never-ending story scene in Stranger Things Season 3 is kind of cool. I like the 1984 movie and hate the 2 sequels. You're going to hate me, but I've never seen it. I've honestly never seen Never-Ending Story, but I know the song from it because of Stranger Things, so there's that. Structured. Yes, lots of... you have to have structure. What separates us between the animals and people? Structure and rules. I'm bored. What's funny is I think a lot of people think I'm crazy and insane in real life. I'm so boring. I'm the most boring human being in real life. I'm so chill. Whatever happens. Let's just vibe. I'm pretty boring in real life. I gotta be honest. So, what's something that you wouldn't like to see in Scream 6? Just don't make it Scream 2. Don't make it Scream 2. Don't give me something that makes Dewey's death purposeful. I want something like that. It's something I really want to see, and I'm going to be disappointed otherwise. If you don't set up anything after Dewey's death, and you just did that for shock value, I'm like, nah, fam. Nah, bruh. I ain't going to like none of that. We need some chill, so that's okay, Jake. Well, I appreciate that, Carrie. Thank you. I always feel like I got to perform for people. I got to be a dancing monkey, or else no one's going to care, but I don't know. Sometimes it's nice just to be chill. So I'm not going to click on that. That's funny. But I think I'm probably gonna go till 7 and then like call it a night. But regardless, I do want to say thank you all for stopping by the stream and hanging out. I do appreciate it. It's always a fun time. It's just always a fun time talking with people about horror movies and talking about whatever's fresh in the brain, like Stranger Things 4, Scream 6, Halloween, and all that. It's always fun to talk about. So, heard rumors about of you being Catwoman in the Catwoman horror movie. Well, the rumors are true. I turn into a Catwoman, so I like actually transform in the movie. It's like it's super crazy. And I just like I pee on people to death. I drown them in a litter box. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yo, what's up, Mighty and Maymon? What's going on? What's good, bro? I'm just chilling. We're gonna be on stream till 7, and then I'm gonna just chill because I still gotta make some videos tonight. But here we are. We're vibing. We're having a good time. So thanks for stopping by the stream. We're going to be talking whatever we want to talk about. I will take any questions for the next like 13 minutes, and then you boys calling it a night because I am tired. So sounds like I'm so glad you're excited for it, Roman. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be called Cat Jake. Cat Jake. The Cat Jake 2 Electric Boogaloo. Spray on people. God, the stink of a humanoid cat could produce. What that could do. Yeah, that'd be horrible. And yes, I am in fact directing the film and playing Catwoman, and I'm writing the script. I'm producing it. I'm doing all the special effects. I play every single character. I'm also going to film it at the same time. Final Destination Fave Death Scene says Eyes Free. Welcome to the stream if I've not said hello to you, Eyes Free. My favorite Final Destination Death Scene. Ooh, that's tough. I love the eye laser thing in 5. I think that's like horrifying to be like trapped there and just like having a laser destroy your fucking eye. Ugh. It's messed up. But also the opening scene to 2 is probably my favorite opening scene. That has forever made me horrified of being an oncoming in like on the highway or whatever. That's just horrifying. Oh, I love that whole sequence. I love the kill in 5. Man, there's a lot of good ones in Final Destination. The roller coaster at the beginning of 3. Oh, but yes, great question. It's a tough one to get down to. So I really like that. Oh yeah, the glass falling on the kid in 2, that one's really good too. That's a really good point. Oddly enough, I think the first movie is almost my least favorite in the Final Destination franchise. Like 4 and 1 are like tied for the bottom for me. I just don't. Both of those are meh. I think almost all the sequels are better than the first one. I feel the same way about the Purge movies. If the last Purge movie didn't exist, man, Purge 5 is. Ugh. Forever Purge was rough. Oh, favorite Chucky kill. Oh, this is a good question. There was a lot of really good ones in the show, actually. I was really impressed by how creative the kills were in the show. I think the falling down on the knives. Yeah, no, honestly, I think my favorite Chucky kill is when he pushes it's the maid, right, onto the knives in the show, like the second one. Wow. That that was messed up. That one really messed me up. What else do we got? I want Welcome to Derry to show how powerful Pennywise really is. Yeah, me too. Listen, Roman, I've talked about this before. I want to see Pennywise eat the fucking baby. God damn it. I can't stop talking about it. We had a deleted scene from the first movie. I want to see it. I want to see the scene. Hopefully we talk about that in the show. Because Pennywise was pretty messed up back in the day, and that was the one flashback scene that got cut. So, I would love to see in Welcome to Derry just some more like. There's so many more creatures you could have the character of It portray, like all the different horror villains and a whole bunch of new creatures that you could be that would be like really scary and new creations. I just think that would be so cool to play around with. Like every episode, you could introduce a new one. The one thing I'm really hoping they don't do in the It series is use the crappy CGI that they did in the 2017 and 2019 movie. Wow. Like, man, those are recent movies and the CGI is like horrible. I mean, it looks so bad. It's like, what? This movie's the 2017 movie is fantastic. I love it. I think it's really scary. Bill Skarsgård gives such a great performance, but then they try to use all this CGI in that movie for what? Like, Bill Skarsgård is already so animated with his face. You should have just had him portray all those other villains and like do all that creepy stuff. Like, there's this sequence in the house where it's like Pennywise and he's all like CGI'd and all that, and it's just not scary to me because the digital effects look so early thousands horror movie blood, like how that used to look when it was digital. It's like, oh, that looks so fake. That's how it looks to me. I don't know. It just doesn't look good. I wish they didn't. I hope they don't implement any of the CGI in the show, and I hope they go all practical with whatever monster designs they do, and just have Bill Skarsgård on board, have him playing practical monsters. That's how you have to do it. And yeah, it chapter 2 could have been more scary. I didn't like the way it ended, honestly. I think I loved the adult characters. They were great to watch throughout the runtime of that. But yeah, I don't know. The way it ended was pretty disappointing, pretty anticlimactic. So if Jurassic Park can perfect animatronics, then horror movies can perfect practical effects. Yeah, the other thing about Jurassic Park too, I like to talk about this all the time when people are like, well, Jake, I mean, that movie was from the thousands. That's why the CGI didn't look so good. Okay, well, watch Jurassic Park, which came out in 1993. That was primitive CGI that still looks good today. The CGI in that movie is fantastic. It looks amazing, and it's used very sparingly. They could not have done that better with digital effects. That's how you do digital effects. Use it sparingly. Use it only when it's the only option you have. And they killed it with Jurassic Park, man. And of course the animatronics are fantastic as well. That's the real thing that's amazing. But if Jurassic Park can look like that in 1993, today you can make it look like real life. And we've seen that in other movies, but a lot of horror movies really skimp out on that. They're just like, whatever, if it looks all right, whatever. You can make CGI look really good. Like, I could do it with the technology I have today. It's just, it would take me a really fucking long time, which is why we're not using really any of that in Red Right Hand. Only a little bit, but you'll see. Not a fan of most CGI. Yeah, it depends on when you use it, I think. If your whole movie relies on it to to make your horror element work, there's this movie called Zombies. It's like zombies but spelled with 2 O's, and that's because it's about like an entire zoo getting overrun with a virus and all the animals become zombies. That movie is like, it's one of those movies that could have been so bad it's good, but literally everything in that movie is CGI. Like, they couldn't even afford animals, so you see them riding on elephants at one point, and it's just like fucking CGI elephants, and it's so bad. I mean, it looks horrible. Like, during a sequence where it's like something really dramatic's happening between your characters, and you're supposed to be taking this seriously, and they're riding these CGI elephants. It's like, dude, no, like, that's just not gonna work for me. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to have a CGI monster and do it well, okay, that's one thing. Like, Stranger Things just did that with the Demogorgon. Obviously, you couldn't have filmed any of that as fluid as it looks in that last season, and it looked great. Oh my god, like, y'all already knew the Demogorgon was coming. But it's horrifying. I think it's great. I love how they do it. Maybe. I shouldn't answer that though. The killers might use different weapons at different points, so you'll see. The It ending is terrible, all of them. Yeah, the book, the miniseries, none of them are great, really. That was a challenge for what's his name? I can't remember the guy that directed that. I can't remember his name. I've been talking for like 3.5 hours, so cut me a break. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't know how I would end that, honestly. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, that's kind of tough. How do you end that whole thing? Especially when you have a character whose weakness is like getting bullied. Like how else do you do it besides what they did in It Chapter 2? I mean, they tried, but it's just so like, wow, this sucks. Like, this is so underwhelming. So yeah, and this is another thing too. If you have your characters really believe what you're trying to tell them, what you're trying to tell your audience is really happening, it almost doesn't matter what the effect looks like. Like, I think that's what's so great about Jurassic Park is the first time they use the CGI, you have your characters oh my God. And then you have Alan Grant, and he turns Ellie's head, and she's just like, what? And they both react the same way. It's so well done. It's so well done. It's that also adds to why the CGI doesn't look as bad, because you're trained before you even see it to be in awe of it. They train you to look at it that way. It's something that actually is not that uncommon in a lot of horror movies. You'll have a lot of like, for example, like with Red Right Hand, I already kind of talked about how like, oh, the characters are like kind of filming the kills and all that. I talked a little bit about that. If you say that it's like, oh, this looks so real, if you have your characters saying that and it looks halfway decent, it's going to look even more real to your audience. It's a very easy psychological trick that works with horror movies. And Jurassic Park does it the best without even saying any lines of dialogue. So they do it so well. It's amazing. Practical effects are better than CGI. Yes, I do agree, but there is some things you just can't do practically, which is why I think using CGI sparingly isn't all that bad. CGI gets a bad rap because typically the movies that get criticized for using CGI heavily rely on it. That's a no-no, because like then you're just kind of taking the easy route. You got to do practical effects when you can, but CGI for cleaning up some things, that's okay. That's all right, whatever. But if your whole movie focuses on that, I don't know. You're writing a sequel to Wrong Turn 5. Hell yeah, it's about Lita's brother, and I'm trying to connect parts 4 and 5 more, include characters like Chavez and the cops, and the ending from part 3. Thoughts? Go for it. Go. It's always fun to write like little things like that, little continuations in series you like. That's always fun. I'm friends with someone on Twitter who I've been on a live stream with before, and like this guy writes like sequels to Scream and all that all the time. So it's always cool to see that, and like the see the different avenues that people will take things and what they want from the franchise. It's always interesting to read a script like that. So Scotty asks, do you still do the filming locations? Yes, but as you probably know, if you're an American, if you live in the States, you know, it's pretty hard to buy gas right now. It's super expensive. So like, I can't really, like, even a plane ticket's like super expensive, man. I don't have the money to do them. I want to do this Halloween Ends filming locations video, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it. Like I'm spending some of my own money on the film as well. I don't even know if I can, I don't know if I can afford it. I want to do these filming locations videos, but I just don't know if I can. They also don't do as well as my other videos. So it's just like, I don't know if I can do it. If they got like hundreds of thousands of views, I would, in a heartbeat, no questions asked, I would do it. But we just got to 10K with my Scream 5 filming locations video, and like there's 6 of them in total, and 4 of them don't even have 1,000 views. So it's like I spent a lot of money on those videos to make those, and the fact that like no one's really watching them, it's kind of tough for me to make more of them. Unfortunately, trust me, I want to, but I can't. So. Ridiculously high. I'm not going to complain about them because it's just like, what can we do, you know? So, why do your filming location videos not do well, Jake? They are the best. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think mostly it's because I'm still a smaller channel. You know, I mean, I think a lot of people see 10K and they're like, oh, that's a big number. Well, compared to 1 million subscribers, it's nothing, you know? I do have a smaller channel, so it's kind of hard to make something that's not what my usual program is blow up. So that's what I've learned. Getting into my 3rd year of doing this channel, if I do something that isn't a news update, it's going to be harder to do, which is kind of why I want to do a second channel where I can do things that aren't news updates. Like I have other video ideas I want to do. I've tried I put so much time and effort into other kinds of videos, and I've tried putting them on this page, but they just don't do well. They bomb. And then I wasted like I spent a week making this video talking about all of Michael Myers' kills, like all of his kills, like every single kill that he does, doing a full-on like body count for what Michael Myers did in his entire time throughout all the movies. And I mean, I spent an entire week on that video, and I believe as of right now, it only has like 400 views. And that's just like, I can't put that much time into a video and for it to only get, like, if it was getting 100,000 views, 1 million views, okay, different story, you know, but I just can't put all that time and effort into a video like that for it to only get that, when I could have made like a news update on something that happened today and for it to get like 2,000 views. You know what I mean? It's just like, trust me, I want to be doing more videos like that, but that's just that's just unfortunately the situation I'm in. I think if I actually start a new channel where it's like, it's all about that kind of content, where it's like all about like, oh, I'm talking about this and that, like, okay, yeah, that might work. I have some hope for this channel though, because I made a video on the Lighthouse versus the Witch recently. They got 1,000 views and I'm like, fuck yes, let's go. So I finally, I'm starting to crack the code a little bit on what kind of videos to make that are not news updates. So I love doing the news updates, don't get me wrong, but I do really love talking about older stuff too. Like I want to talk about like older slasher movies. I want to talk about like A24 movies that came out in like the late 2010s, you know? So it all depends. It all depends. I want to be able to talk about like what I want to talk about, you know? So that's why we do it. That's why we do it after all. The passion. We do it for the passion. Do it for the passion. All right, y'all. Well, I am probably going to get going, but I do want to thank everybody for watching the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight on this wonderful Saturday night. I do appreciate it, but I do got to go. I got to make at least the Stranger Things review for tomorrow morning, and I got to wake up super early. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that stream tonight, Carrie. I know you were asking about that, so... But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching my stream tonight. Thank you to everyone for the super chats too. It really means a lot. I wouldn't be able to keep doing this channel without that or your support. For the channel members' support, for the Patreon people, thank you to everyone who supports me there. Thank you for the super chats. I greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. And as always,